right there. Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
Damon Armstrong.
either one of you guys.
Oh, I'm Keith Barnes.
KB.
Corey Johnson.
Welcome.
All right, welcome, man. Welcome tonight, brothers. Hey, listen. Right now, we have veterans. We call them vets because they've been on more than just once or twice. You know what I mean? And the reason for that is because we as me and my brothers, what we do is we promote conversation. And the people that we bring back are great conversationalists because what they do is they say what's on their mind, you know, and it is clear, it's concise, whether you folks out there agree with them or not, they are telling you how they feel. And I think that's a genuine thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, tonight is going to be about, also we're expecting Danny Moore tonight, the young lady. She's going to be with us a little later. But tonight's subject is being single in this day and time, a single's perspective. My brothers and myself have been with our wives for at least one decade. So we are not in the expert realm as Keith, Corey, and Danny is. And fortunately for us, the three individuals that we're going to be having on tonight are great at giving their perspectives. You know, we're not here to solve a problem. As a matter of fact, me and my brothers are here in a support role. So if we ask you to explain something to us, it's not because, you know, I suddenly had a flashback and said, I wouldn't have done it that way. I wouldn't have thought it that way. No, it's the fact that we are looking for your perspective. All right? Guys, relax. And let's just go ahead and have this fun, okay? Damon, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. Had a little work done in my house, man, and I feel accomplished in that regard.
Okay.
Hit my pockets up, but that's all. It's all good.
Get your hand out of my pocket. Jaquari, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. You know, it's a fairly peaceful, productive day at work, man. You know, peaceful and productive enough for me to have made a major decision, man.
Okay.
I've decided at some point I'm gonna travel the world singing the blues, and my stage name is gonna be Blind Motherfucker, and I'm just gonna have a good time.
Okay.
Real good time.
Corey, how you doing today, sir?
I'm peace. I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? Joyful, definitely joyful. Let me say that first and foremost, because we give that shit away. That's why we have problems dating, because we give the joy away, and now we want to steal somebody else's shit. So joyful.
You gotta replenish that supply, brother.
Lord have mercy. Corey, can you say that one more time, man?
Joyful. Again, anything that I say today, please know that I've actually done on myself. Like talk to, pause, no diddy.
There you go. Go ahead.
That I've done, like looking at myself first, right? My behavior, sort of like what Big Dog was talking about earlier. Your jealousy, your envy, your thing of someone else, right? So if you concentrating on someone else and what they're doing all the time, that means you're not paying attention to what joy you're supposed to have, right? So the
Yeah,
person you're with, you're constantly tearing them down, even from the first fucking day.
yeah,
Oh, this nigga's shoes is fucked up. Oh, this is fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, you don't really know what they're going through. You're not
yeah.
dating what the fuck they're wearing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So your joy is stolen. So now, you know, you're trying to steal other people's joy. At least that's my thought.
Lord, I had to hear that last part again because that was profound as hell. You hear me? And then you had the nerve to break it down so we can get this full impact of the statement. My man, Keith, how you?
We are visual creatures.
Yes, sir. Keith, how you doing today, brother?
Oh man, I'm doing fabulous. I don't have a choice. I don't
Okay.
have a choice, man. I'm still out here the way, you know, the way my life work. All I got to do is wake up, start moving, and the end of the show begins.
Gotcha.
That's it right
Gotcha.
there. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, another thing. This is what I want to start doing when I know people got their own thing going and all this. I want them to promote themselves. Corey, are you? I know you're a photographer. Do you? Can people purchase your services? Is it anywhere that they can go to?
Yeah, my thing is, you know, it's almost like direct to market, right?
Okay.
So the relationship that I actually build with people is the work that I actually put in.
Okay.
So we talk amongst contracts in that sense. But
Okay. So
people can hit me at any place: email, telephone number, Instagram, wherever they can actually find me at, and we can definitely talk.
So,
I'm a
so
grown man.
what's your Instagram then? What's your Instagram?
Photolair. At Photolair.
Okay. At Photolair.
Yeah.
Okay.
PHOTOLEER.
All right. Keith,
Yes,
you got any contact information? Is it that way because we know you own your own truck?
Mhm.
I mean, are you independently? Are you working under somebody? Is it some contact information you want to put out there?
Yeah, I'm an independent contractor, so I'm working on starting up a social media. I'm gonna make a page on the social media, so that's in the works right now. But the
Okay.
name of the company is Keithy B's Transportation
Keithy B's.
LLC.
Okay.
Yeah. So and
All right.
so when I find somebody that's smarter than me to help me make it look professional, I'll set something up.
Nice move right there. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
All right. Look, before we get into today's
Hey,
topic,
Keith, you
Yeah.
looking for help? Make sure you stand on. Move, bitch. Get out the way. I'm trying to get my money. I'm just
Yo.
joking, man.
Just a quick response, man, from you guys. If you want to, you don't have to, but I turned on the debate. I just want your opinion about it. I turned on the debate last night, and President Biden started speaking, and I couldn't last 30 seconds. I had to turn it off. Right? My question, no comment on it, but that's what I did. Anybody got a comment about the debate if you watched it?
I watched it. I wasn't surprised about anything. They both did exactly what I was expecting.
Okay.
And it, not to be insultive, you know, them standing there beside each other and listening to them, they reminded me of the two old men in the balcony at the Muppet Show. I mean, their responses and everything. And I'm thinking, man, you have got to be kidding. I mean,
Right.
it ain't nobody else up there. It ain't nobody else. Well, actually, they do have other people out there. I think it was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the dude on Young Turks, Cornel West. Cornel West, his name is in there. So it would have been nice to get them in on the debate. But
Well,
somehow,
they're going with Gavin Newsom, man, out of California.
oh really? Okay.
They're going to press him to get him involved.
Anybody else?
I don't have an opinion on it, man. I don't. I'm not informed on politics, hell, sports or politics. I guess, damn, man. I guess I got this bubble that I only allow my brand of bullshit through. You know,
Smart man.
and,
Smart man.
and I've since I become an adult, man, and been involved in actual presidential elections or whatever, voting. I'm like, well, I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna be responsible, man. But the best thing I can do, man, is uh, gather my resources inside of that bubble, man, and shore it up as much as I possibly can, so I can withstand whatever the fuck comes. Don't
Gotcha.
matter who's in office. Yeah, it's just a different type of ass kicker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else before we go on?
When I watched it, man, I wasn't surprised because at the very beginning, I'm like, why these two cats? Really? I'm saying, what are y'all trying to feed us, man? What they call it, front men or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even front men. It was ridiculous. A liar, and a man who can't formulate conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? That's been happening, man, since Clyburn out of South Carolina. Back. Like, I just don't get it. So my job is to be honest with myself and say, I don't get neither one of these cats, man. What are you trying to sell me on, man? Don't make me. You know what I'm saying? The proof is in the pudding. I'm actually watching in front of me was what's happening. It's like, wow, this is what we dealing with.
It's like forced buy-in, man. Like the two entities, man, they're like physical manifestations of today's societal ills. You know what I mean? Donald Trump is fucking social media, and Biden is ageism. And when you consider Biden, the majority of people in this fucking country are fucking older people, and older people don't trust an old man. So I mean, we fucked either way it goes.
Gotcha. I don't want to hold it against Biden for his advanced age, but no. Gary, no.
I just thought of some shit. Look, this ain't got nothing to do with Biden, right?
Biden
You wouldn't let
has
nobody
had
else
the
slide in
people.
a position like the presidency at that age. As soon as you saw that nigga was 70, you'd have been like this, nah, you want to sit this one out, nigga. We let that nigga slide the fuck right on in there. Do some extracurricular shit. He did a couple moves with the black guy, and then we let this nigga slide. And then he showed us who he was, and now we want to talk shit.
Yeah.
Wow, shit. And then the top of that, the felt, man, let me shut up. I forgot I'm on the
Here's
internet.
what's crazy to me. And this is my own personal experience. I got relatives at the same age or older. And when I talk to them, they're cogent, they're clear, they have understanding. They might be a little cantankerous, but they're on point with the shit. And then I listen to Biden, and I'm like,
yeah, that's
when
the
I just
wild
know,
shit.
you know what I'm saying, and make contrast, I'm like, he's not there, man. You know what I'm saying? He can't even express
Not
anger.
there. He in the closet. He making breakfast with nothing in the pan.
But see,
He can't even express common sense and lies, man.
here, go ahead, Fluke.
I'm just saying, man, the things Trump was saying, I was so embarrassed. Have y'all ever been embarrassed for somebody, man?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
embarrassed
Well, I mean,
because he was lying.
High
Yeah.
school, yeah.
He was lying. I'm like, if he was somebody, man, that you was cool with on the street, would you deal with him?
See, here we go. That's what I've been asking. Like, all of this shit. Because niggas be talking like they tough on the internet, and you know this doesn't go.
Is it because you're black that you would not deal with him? Because no, hold on. Let me ask you
Let me
this.
hear your question.
Middle America trust him. Is why he got 4 years in the first place.
Yeah, I get that.
And he's been lying ever since he ran. And he said he was.
Key,
But
you got a cat, man, saying shit to you, man, in front of your excuse me, folks. You got a cat saying some things to you that you know it's a lie. Something happens, and 5 minutes later, he says something. 5 minutes later, he deny it. It's like, man, do I really have to deal with this guy, man?
But you know what it is? Some people see that as being power, being in control and power. Like, yo, I know I'm lying, but I'm telling you it's not a lie. Let's move on. And guess what people do? They move on. You see what I'm saying? Because what
That's
they
a good
do.
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
But this is my point. I wanted to say this. Biden, I had to, like you said, the ageism spoke. I had to push that out of my mind because he has the people, his brain trust, are veteran politicians that will keep this country afloat. You know what I'm saying? See that first of all,
I got you. My bad. I don't really give a damn about this.
If you had Reagan, we're gonna move on after this, Corey. We can talk about it at the end because I want to get to the subject of the day, right? I asked that question, waiting for Danny to come on because I want a woman to be present once we get into our discussion.
Yeah, my bad.
You know what I'm saying? No, you didn't do anything wrong.
Spending too much time with this dude, man. I'm for real. Like, we got a great platform here tonight.
Yeah, but my point is,
Fuck both of them.
this is my point. It's like, how afraid and terrified are you to believe in the BS? That's what's going on. I'm talking about coming from the Republican side because it's not just Trump. Think about these elected officials and what they say. They sound so uninformed. They sound unintelligent. But you know what they also sound? You know what they also sound like?
What's that?
Hateful people.
is it hate or is it so much that they just want to go back to a time where they were able to get away with shit? Because that's what middle American Republicans' fascination with Donald Trump is, the fact that he gets away with shit. You know what I mean? Political policies be damned. The man can say anything that he wants to say. He can say anything that he wants to say. And if he can get backing and resources behind half of that shit, that he, his whole shit is successful. Damon, as critical as you are of Donald Trump, would you say that his administration was a success?
No, it wasn't.
Why wasn't it?
It wasn't it wasn't a success because through the whole process he was lying about shit. Man. I'm saying I can't get past from the first time he opened his mouth. I can't get past that he was lying about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was personal opinion, but it was personal opinion. But I just stated that the Republicans in Middle America respected this man because he lied and was able to get away with shit.
But here's the thing: in his constituency, man, in their constituency, there are things that they feel strongly about. They might feel strongly about abortion. and different situations like that, and they are willing to give up everything just to fall on that side of it. They would rather see things crash and burn just because of their beliefs and whatever, not seeing the further fight in it. You know, not seeing the further fight in it. I am simply saying that I understand why certain people vote for Trump. I understand it because there's nuances to that shit. What I can understand is that when a man sit in your face and lie to you in your face, you know what I'm saying? You have to act, then it becomes personal. It becomes about that personal voter, man. You have to ask yourself, yeah, he about this one thing that I'm about, half-heartedly or whatever. But can I live with somebody looking me in my face and lying about some shit, man? You know what I'm saying? That supersedes him and what his platform is. That's about you and your character, man.
For you though, right? For you though, Flu.
Well,
But not
right.
for other people. Go ahead, bro.
Then that's some scary shit, bro. Because
It's
on
all.
the simple plane, if you dealing with a partner, he came to you with some bullshit, you separate yourself just by common sense. You separate yourself from him. And that's just on the basic level. You know what I'm saying? How many people, man, who are so dedicated in their cause that they are willing to deal with the corny shit, man. And then put a narcissist type cat in a place who lies about. Have y'all? I'm gonna say this in the end. Have y'all ever met anybody in your life, as far as human being, that lies as much as this guy does?
I have. Broke up with about a year ago.
Mm.
No, that's not even a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some
Then
hypothetical.
KB. But I'm saying, me personally, man, I have never ever personally dealt with a cat, man, and had that person in my life who lies on that level, man. And then look at you like, like you own some bullshit. And it's like, dude, man, you just lied 5 minutes ago. And then they put the shit up where they sent you, they prove to you with words coming out of your own mouth that you lying.
Don't worry about it.
And they say, well, don't believe that because that's some more childish out of this is proof the best bullshit. Fake news. The fuck, who says that, man?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
See,
The man says whatever he wants, man.
And
Are you?
created political terrorists from that one phrase.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all hear? I don't know if did y'all hear him years ago? He was talking about plagiarism. It was on that show he used to do where he was firing people in Apprentice, that thing.
Yeah.
And they were talking about plagiarism. And they said, what did you think about plagiarism? What's your opinion on it? He said, well, I think it's perspective. He said, now I'm a businessman. He said, now, if you sitting around, you got a big business deal going on, and the guy sitting next to me, he's got, he's the hot hand. He's got the hot hand. He's the successful guy in the room, most successful guy in the room. And he sits there and leave his file folders laying right there open on the desk. Now, am I going to show integrity and keep my eyes straight ahead? Or am I going to look over there and see what he's got going on and use it to my advantage? He said, I can cheat and look and have a great day. Or I can do the humble thing and not look and possibly fail a business deal. He said, I feel the same way about plagiarism. If you sit next to the smartest kid in the class and he leaves his answers laying out and you take advantage of that, I don't call that plagiarism. I call that good business.
As long as you turn your test in first.
Exactly. But the thing on him, man, this dude, he don't see it as lying. Have you seen people that like when we were raising Nehemiah and Joshua, and his mama asked the youngest one, said, asked me about him. He sat there and told me and lied to me right in my face about something I was watching him do. I said he didn't see that you were lying. He was lying. He was telling you the thing that kept him from getting his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
He took the list pad. Did you do that? No. Because he knew what no, yes meant. What the consequences were. I said, so technically he didn't see it as lying.
Yeah.
So you have to explain that to him.
Yeah.
But this dude, that's how he operates. Because he was up there last night denying stuff we all seen.
Yeah.
We know he did.
Yeah.
He convicted of it, everything. No, it never happened. It was
No, I didn't.
But the last thing I'm gonna say, that even this election, y'all be prepared. Something else. The real thing we need to be concerned about is in the works. This is another distraction.
Oh,
Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
All right. Well, look, this is what we're gonna do. Thank you guys for your responses, and that could be you. Absolutely right, Corey. That could be a great topic for another show. So what I'm going to do, Danny, I've been in communication with Danny. So Danny's on her way, getting her wine together. You know what a woman does, lighting the candle, getting the mood set. You know what I'm saying? And
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing you got to explain, brother.
No. Because she know I would say something like this. But listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with you two, Corey and Keith, and ask the question. And then when Danny comes in, we're going to let her introduce herself, ask her how she's doing today, and then we're going to ask her the question, then we're going to be right on par of what we're trying to achieve today. Y'all good with that?
Sound good.
Okay. All right. Let's do the simple question. Because like I say, knowing you, Corey, for a very long time, and knowing Keith for a very long time, standards, I feel as though you guys have a grasp on what you think standards are. So, Corey, the question is, what is your definition of high standards? And after you answer that, what is your definition of low standards?
This gonna be on some comedic shit because, like I told y'all, I didn't want to be on no
I can't wait.
professor shit. Yeah, the professor shit, right? So I'm just on some straight neighborhood shit.
Whoa, hold on. Are you being a comedian to deflect, or you don't want to express your complete anger?
No, there's no anger there.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
there's no anger.
have at it then, brother.
Yeah,
We good?
hold on. Yeah, let me say that. There's definitely no anger on any level, only because, Big Dog, I'm going to say it all the time.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Okay.
Therapy. You know what I'm saying? So
No
at
doubt.
the end of the day, it is definitely not any malice toward it, but I'm not here to play and bullshit about what we really are and how we really are. And how fear dominates us from really being black sometimes, I feel like. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to go into it. I didn't want to get into the whole philosophizing shit part of it, but like bonnet shit like that, especially if you're 45 and above, you shouldn't be having no fucking eyelashes on touching anybody's face. You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing I would actually say is a low standard. But I even feel bad for actually giving it a physical description because mine is so much more mental than it is anything else. That's why I said, I'll go with the comedian part of it by saying, about the eyelashes. Because the eyelashes shit, I'm going to tell you, that shit really be bugging me the fuck out. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm not supposed to say shit? All right.
Okay, now did I miss the definition of high standards?
Oh, high standards is therapy, you know what I mean? call me on my bullshit. You know what I mean? Correct my shit. You know, put it down. All that shit. She got her own shit. You know, she pretty much come to the table. If your table is not at the same table as hers, she ain't gonna turn you away immediately, right? She see potential, so she at the table with you.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's pretty much what a relationship is in dating. If you ain't looking at nobody to actually help deal with what your childhood traumas, you're in the wrong fucking business. Because all you're gonna do is keep blaming each other.
Good point. Okay.
That shit get old.
Okay, Keith. What's your definition? What's
My
your
def- Okay,
well,
go
no.
ahead.
Let me read the question.
Okay.
Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm on my phone. I can't get it on my computer. I apologize for being late, y'all. Hi.
How you
How
doing?
you doing, man?
All right.
Go ahead.
We understand how sisters be sometimes. No, I'm just joking. See that?
Always on time. Always on time.
No,
I
Good,
appreciate that,
good
brother.
shit.
I appreciate y'all
No,
patience.
Danny know I'm joking because Danny be on point all the time. So you know what I'm saying.
But I
You
do
know
be
I'm
late,
joking
though.
All right, well, look, Danny, why don't we do this and then we already started with one of the topics, but how was your day today, sis?
My day was busy. It was good, but it was busy.
Okay.
I've been kind of running all day, but it's all good.
All right.
It's all good.
And look, I want everybody to know, since the last time Danny was on Strong Perspective Podcast, she has become a grandmother 2 times.
Oh my goodness, has
All
it been
right.
that long?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Grandbabies
You know
is a
what I'm
beautiful thing.
Yes, they are.
I can't wait. Okay. So say a busy day today. All right, cool. So what we were we were talking about Trump before you got here.
Oh God.
No, I understand. So really
Well, wait a
today,
minute. Do anybody think he won that debate yesterday?
No, he didn't.
nobody on here did.
Man,
No.
Oh,
what?
There were
thank God for
no
that. I was about to be like, I got to go. I'm sorry.
no winners in that race.
No.
That was terrible.
I told my experience was I turned it on and President Biden was on, and I couldn't get through 30 seconds of it because
that shit
the
was
pausing
spooky.
and
It was terrible.
yeah.
It was.
That shit was spooky as
If
hell.
if you really about that, man, and
It
you
was
was
sad.
reaching and you was trying to have understanding, Biden actually talked about policy. He was
No,
stammering.
of
He
course,
did.
of
He
course. That's my point, though. You know what I'm saying earlier was the man has been in politics for 40 years, well, 50 years. 50 years. So it's not like he's saying anything wrong. It's just the fact that,
The way he said it.
yeah,
Delivery.
that's it.
Yeah.
And cosmetic, man. We have turned into cosmetic
That's all.
things,
Smoke and
man.
mirrors.
Yeah.
Cosmetics is
That's what I
about to win.
That's what I
Cosmetics
said. We spooky out here, man.
when the guys say, "Hey man, the sky is green," and I shot rockets and shit to make it green, so I get credit for that.
Yes.
Dude, you sound
Yeah,
like a
that's Trump.
fool.
Yeah.
And they like all hail Trump for making the sky green. Lord.
You know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm disillusioned by both of them, to be honest with you. But
Yeah. All right, Danny. Well, we started, because I timed it just right because I knew you were coming on. Keith, it's on you, brother. What is your definition of high standards in a woman, and the definition of low standards in a woman?
Okay. The definition of high standards would, in my opinion, would be a woman that has high standards is someone that would that has accountability, and for me as well as herself, have and to also not only have the accountability but stand on it, and uh, be be on the same realm, the same. We on the same. We try to. We're a team. I put it this way. We're a team.
All right.
We're a team in the perspective. Now I understand. I'm the man. I'm the alpha. I'm the guy. But we on the team play. We on the same team. We're not. I'm trying to get it my way. She trying to get it her way. That type of thing. We're unified front. That's what I'm saying. Unified front. At the end of the day, we're unified front. She's standing there. That's a high standard for me. Low standard is when you have that's when maybe some hustling, the manipulation, or some of that stuff start going on. When you start having your own agenda and sandbagging and just making it difficult. I mean, that's a low standard
Gotcha.
for me.
Yeah, I want to change mine to what Keith said.
Manipulation or some of that stuff start going on.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna change mine
You
to
start
what
having
Keith
your
said.
own agenda and
Hey, Danny,
sandbag.
are you by your computer because we're getting the feedback from? Do
Oh yes. Wait. I see. Sorry.
you want me to remove your phone, or you want to get on your computer?
No, I'll stay on the phone because my computer acting funny.
All right,
You still got it? I
See,
closed it out.
I closed it up too.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
hoping that I could get on my computer and close the phone, but it's acting weird.
I'm
gotcha.
getting excited. You got a twin.
My
They
bad,
look just alike.
No. What you say, Keith? She coming on here shining, and then she got the
Yeah.
twins too.
Oh God, I look a mess. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all. I'm tired. Sister tired.
Are you done, Keith?
Yeah, that's me. That's it pretty
Okay,
much.
Baby,
Danny.
can you see I got glasses in my car? I can't see anything. So
Oh,
I can't.
whoa. This is what we do because I want to be able to get you on the AI once I do the editing. So I'll ask you the question, then you can give me the question. I've asked everybody the same question. Okay, so once Danny's done, Jaquari, Damon, and myself are gonna give our perspective, short and sweet, but just what you guys said. Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
can I follow up first on what this young man said? I'm sorry. Is your name Keith? Did they say?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well, hold on. Let me ask the question, then you can follow up. See, this is what I'm
Okay.
saying. You come on late, then you're breaking the rules. What's going on, Danny?
Well, I mean, that's I asked first. That's what I do.
No. All right.
That was
What
a
is your
strict rule.
definition of high standards when it comes to a man? What's your definition of low standards when you come to a man? Now, the floor
All
is
right.
yours.
So I take that to mean what are the standards, I guess, that I look at as being a high standard, and then look, I'm trying to figure it out in my head what we're saying. But anyhow, I guess for me, the high standard that I set for a man is what I would like to see in a man. I would like to see him be independent, um, responsible, respectful, God fearing. And don't get me wrong, I mean, religion is tricky, right? But I don't want like a man who thinks like he's God or he doesn't have anybody that he has to answer to, right? Um, Financially responsible. I think we talked about this before. So it's not necessarily how much you make as much as it is how do you handle what it is that you make. You know what I mean? Some people make a lot of money and blow it off. Some people make a little money and spend responsibly and live very well and comfortably. So that's one for me. And um clean, neat, and I'm not even saying you gotta be like OCD, everything completely clean. But clean nails, you know what I mean? Like clean hands and wash their hands when they go to the bathroom, keep their clothes nice, even if they ain't like the most expensive clothes in the world. Keep stuff nice, you know. Um, have your own transportation. If you live in New York and you Uber everywhere, that's your transportation. That's fine. That's your business. But you know, don't be dependent upon somebody else necessarily. It's one thing when somebody fall on hard times, but just generally, you know what I mean. Have your stuff together. Um, and kind of like Keith said, you know, let us be able to at least be on some equal footing. You know what I mean? You know, I have pretty much what I need to live, so I think they should have pretty much what they need to live. You know what I mean? A job, a house, a car, and you don't even have to have a house, but you gotta have a place to live, right? You might not want to buy a house, but anyhow, I guess that kind of rounds up the high standards, low standards. What's that noise?
Oh, that's my phone. I'm sorry. But go ahead.
It's okay. Low standards are basically the opposite. I think you meet people who are disrespectful, particularly of like your time and you know your feelings and stuff. Sometimes I think people are just out here hurt and willing to hurt people. Um, that's definitely a low standard. Somebody who doesn't really care that much about taking care of themselves. I think I said disrespectful. That's big for me because there are tiny little things that you find like little microaggressions and little disrespectful things that people do and say that kind of could slip by if you aren't paying attention. So that's why I think respect is big for me. And what I said, like the not clean, not financially stable or set, irresponsible. Those are the low standards.
Okay. Okay. So before we came on air and before you came on, Danny, what I told, and it's really primary Damon and Jaquari, our role is because we have not dated minimum decades, right? Because we're married, right?
Congratulations.
But my point is, you guys are experts at what we're talking about today. So Jaquari and Damon are going to listen to you guys, not critique what you say, but give a perspective of what you're saying. You guys understand?
Yep.
Because you have your own, you have your own journey, and you live through it, and you get through it on your own way. You feel me?
No
The
doubt.
good and the bad. So I think what we make a mistake in doing in this world, man, especially when it comes to relationships, is we give too much credit on what anybody else thinks, and we always got to put, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh man, you gonna take that from him, little girlfriend, man? Why you letting her run you, bro? Your boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, it ain't none of your fucking business. Excuse my language, but it ain't none of your business what's going on in my situation, right? With that being said, Damon, Jaquari, what'd you think about what our guest responded to the first question tonight?
I think they were some pretty and no funny or disrespect intended, but there were some pretty simple asses, man. I mean, shit. Uh, when I was on the dating scene, man, and I paid attention to the common rhetoric of people who are on the same goddamn hamster wheel that I was on. I ran into the same shit. Because I let the outside forces kind of guide me into believing and thinking what a person needed to be to make me happy, instead of just learning from experience. You know what I mean? Uh, I you know I commend y'all for trying. I mean, for still having your hat in the game. I mean, companionship, man, is a lifelong pursuit. And people who are air quotes fortunate enough to be married. Uh, if you haven't been married, I understand that it's a whole different boatload of bullshit that you got to deal with. Yeah, I love her, but I don't always like her, and I'm sure she could say the same for me. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's not out of toleration that we stick together. We genuinely have something that I've never had with another person. You know what I mean? So,
Gotcha. Damon.
Yeah, that's what Danny and Keith were saying. Is high standards. What you just said just now, just one.
That's real.
High,
Good point, Corey.
high standards for me, man, is not outside.
No, Damon. What I need you to do is this respond to what they are saying, because there's a question. There's a couple questions that you and Jaquari be able to do it. But what is your opinion about what they're saying?
What they're saying, man, is individual things, man, that they experience themselves. Nobody can speak on that other than their experience. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that requires understanding with each other. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you maybe feel this way or that way or whatever. If I'm gonna be with you, let's have a discussion about it and come to a mutual understanding. If we can't, then let's just move on. You know what I'm saying? And no harm, no foul. You know, the only thing a person can do is speak on their own experience. In doing that, they have to ask themselves, am I bringing in other things and other relationships I had, and I'm judging you by that person? You have to be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a difficult thing to do because hard feelings come into play, hurt feelings come into play. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that person wants to do, stand on, is that, hey, I'm a man and I'm a woman, and uh, I believe this way, and you made me feel this way, and I'm gonna hold that against you, and I'm gonna carry that shit on moving forward in other relationships. That actually happens in real time. Instead of saying, what's wrong with dealing with somebody and you get that bad vibe, that first thought, that first moment in your head, and you say, this person ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? And then you still deal with them and then mad because it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? People in general, and this is just my opinion, people in general know shit ain't gonna work out because they start hollering out demands. I need this and I need that. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's okay for a person to hold that standard. But you do know deep down in your side, there's contradictions with the person that you're kicking it with. And it's never going to work out. It's never going to work out. The sad part about it is that we hold on to that part that's not going to work out, even though we know it's not. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, just like a person saying, hey, you got potential. Let me mold you to my standards. When the hell has that ever worked, man?
Unless you're working for them. It's not in a relationship, but if you're working for them, that shit, it'll work. You know what I'm saying? But as far as a relationship, no.
Out, bro.
As far as
that never works out because
I agree.
Because even though you in that moment where y'all can come to agreement to be together, you're being together with stipulations and standards that don't coincide with the couple as a whole. It just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because there's animosity behind it. I'm gonna give this motherfucker a chance, but he better fall in line with what I need him to be, or her. You know what I'm saying? And then when it don't work out, you're looking for blame instead of just in the beginning being honest. That first initial thought, man, it's a cool guy. I hope it work out. It's a cool female. I hope it work out. But there's certain standards I need to put in place just in case, and that's guarding yourself.
Okay.
That's guarding yourself. And then you're surprised and you butt hurt because it don't coincide. When you knew in fact that there was a possibility that it wasn't, why would you put yourself in that position where you can say amicably, you know the word I'm trying to say, this shit ain't gonna work out in the beginning. You already know that.
Okay. All right. Well, let me. Great point, Damon. But let me do this. I'm going to ask you guys a question that all five of you can answer. Okay? because this relates to married and single people, but it's mostly single folks looking for someone. And
All right,
I'm not
hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you. We have to be allowed to respond and discuss this first question before you move on because there were some things
Hey
Damon said that
Danny,
I need to
Danny,
respond to.
first of all, Danny, do not come late and make demands. Do not come late and make demands.
It's not a demand, Keith.
Oh,
It's a
no, no,
strong perspective.
hold on.
What?
I was about to give you a chance, but see, you jumped the gun. I got you. All right.
Okay. Okay.
I will hold off on the question, but I wanted to ask it and then wanted you guys to respond to Jaquari and Damon.
All right.
You understand the vibe we on now, Danny?
As far as I'm here, I mean, we're gonna work through it as we work through it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got
So
you, you
That's
guys.
fine.
I don't really remember what I said. Is
you,
that important?
hey, Jaquari, they
I'm doing
remember.
that all the
They remember
Oh,
what
whole
you
oh,
said.
okay, okay.
They
I'm
remember.
sorry. Did I say? I mean, what Damon said just now. My
No, no,
bad.
you
I
said
don't
you
mean to
said
cause
Damon.
no confusion. I did. Oh,
You
okay,
did.
okay,
You
okay.
did. All right. See, when now when women come into the situation, we got to run it a certain way. So I'm going to give Danny this moment. And Danny, do you have a response to what
Actually,
Damon or
Keith, I'm
Jaquari?
glad you asked because yes, I do,
There you
and
go.
I'm gonna try and keep it concise.
There it is. There it is. Clear and
So,
concise.
when we talk about Damon, you mentioned like how you judge other people based on like what you've been through, right? I always feel like we're just a product of our experiences, and so I do my best not to judge people based on other people. However, you do have certain things that you recognize that like one plus one equals two. So if I see this behavior in this person, more than likely it's going to be this other behavior, right? That's going to be something that I don't like. I'm gonna give y'all a quick example of something crazy that just happened to me. So I met this guy online, right? We talking, we bust it up, we meet for breakfast. Everything is cool, you know what I mean? It's nice. I'm like, oh, you're a nice guy. I'm thinking he think I'm a nice chick, whatever. So as you know, my questions go through. I say, well, I don't even know if I asked him or if he volunteered it, but me and my girlfriend was having a conversation before about. I'm not gonna tell y'all that because that's giving up too much information. Anyway,
Oh, you need to tell us
he
that.
told me. Wait, we'll go back to that. But listen,
I'm just
he
playing.
told me that he choked his ex-wife. Right? He said, I said you choked her. And he was like, yeah, you know what? He was like, it was just really. I had endured years of disrespect, and she was just really disrespectful to me. And this was one time when we were in mixed company or whatever, and she was just being real disrespectful, and I kind of lost it, and I choked her. Right?
In mixed company.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. But they was around people, right? So I said, oh, okay. Well, I had to process that, right? So we kind of wrapped up that conversation. We talked again. I said, listen, I was a little tired because I had worked and I needed to process that. But let me ask you something. Has that ever happened to you before where you kind of lost it and you had to choke somebody before? And he said, no. And he said, well, there was this one time back in 96 that my girlfriend, she said she snatched up her son because of something, and I ended up choking her, and it scared the shit out of me because she passed out and I had to throw water on her. And I said, you choked her out? Like you had to throw water on her? And he was like, yeah, but that was, such and such. I mean, I see, and you did it because she snatched up her own son? And he was like, well, that's all I remember of it. I don't really know. So here's my thing, what I wasn't going to say before. If you ask a man if he's ever hit a woman or if he's been abusive or whatever, usually they'll tell you, but they'll justify it, right? So that's what he said. He said he had to justify it. I mean, he justified it. He told me he did, and he said he did again. And God knows how many times he did it and how many times he punched somebody in the face. I don't know. But I do know this. I've been choked before, right? And I ain't doing that shit no more. So how about this? You go hit your way and I go mine because that's triggering for me. And he's like, but I'm not that person anymore. Hi, Alicia. my specialist came in. He's like, I'm not that person anymore. I don't do that. I realized. I said, well, what changed you? How did you overcome being that person? Never no therapy, never no help. He just realized he can't let people push him that way, and he can't control somebody else's actions if they do such and such. And he knows he can just walk away. Sorry, dude, that ain't good enough for me. But I wish you the best moving forward. Right? Like that's crazy. So that behavior is not going to change without no real intervention. And probably with intervention, I still wouldn't want to deal with it. And then you talked about how we hold on to like that animosity when it comes to knowing it ain't gonna work. I think you're absolutely right. When we know it ain't gonna work, we know doggone well it ain't gonna work. But I think we hold on to, you might be holding on to that little thing, but I think we so busy, we want to like that person so bad. You meet somebody, y'all got good chemistry, you like that. And you're like, no, I really like them. And then you find out something you don't like. And then you're like, but I really like this. And that thing you don't like is something that you're not going to be able to tolerate, but you want to act like it's not going to be that, or you want to think that you can deal with it. But in reality, like you said, Damon, you can't. And we just fooling ourselves and wasting time. Um, and I think, yeah, that was really it. You just gotta know if those things that you don't like about a person are things that you can tolerate or things you can't tolerate. And if you know that you can't, ain't no use in trying to bug nobody and change nobody and be like, well, you gotta do this differently and all. Nah, especially at our age. Ain't nobody changing now, not nothing that's significant, and you know what I mean, to who they are. Nah, you know it ain't gonna work. Just step on, keep it pushing. Let a person know, because that's how I told that brother. I said, listen, I ain't gonna just ghost you. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a woman. I'm gonna be upfront with you, but that's triggering for me, and that's not something that I can deal with. So, I wish you luck. And I think if we did more of that, really like talking to each other, people wouldn't be so hurt, and in return hurting other people.
Well, usually people don't tell you they're a goon from the start and saying they choking people out. So
Yeah, you
yeah,
gotta ask the right questions. That's
Some
what I'm
do.
saying. They
Some
justify
do.
it.
Some
um,
do.
Keith,
Yes.
Corey, what do you think about what Damon, Jaquari, and Danny said? Do you have any comments
Yeah,
on
you're gonna have to do the same one.
their
Man,
responses?
you know me, man. It goes back to therapy, man. Like everything that Danny's saying is triggering and this and at the end of the day, again, I'm gonna still put it in some type of comedic form, but once consummation happens, shit get fucked up, get blurry, all kind of shit. So you gonna consummate it
Corey,
with the wrong motherfucker, and now
Corey,
all of a sudden you, huh?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Does Alicia want to come on, Danny, with us?
Yeah, so and she
Okay,
gonna
so
try to put it on her iPad because I think it's gonna be feedback if we both in here
listen,
together.
just tell her to send you text me her email, and I got it.
I was just gonna send her the link you sent me. You want me to do that or
It's
no?
gonna be feedback if it is.
Oh, so you need a different one. We can still be together.
You just answered the question, dear.
All right. So you want me to just send you her?
Her email. That's all.
Okay.
And I'll send her the link.
All right. I'll do that right now.
All right. But I'm sorry, Corey. It's I being a police officer for 30 years, I like order. You know what I'm saying? And I know Leisha got some great things to say, just like Danny. And I'm hyping it up a little bit just for the simple fact that I need to be back in order. So go ahead, Corey. Sorry to interrupt.
Not at all. Good. I'll take it back to wherever you need to take it. I said pretty much what I said as far as like Danny, Damon, all of us. Like ask yourself why. Where's that energy coming from? Like you know what I'm saying? Any of us, not just what they're talking about. So when you end up in these situations and you pick these people, matter of fact, sometimes it ain't even picking people. It just choose the person. It's usually built off of you and what you built off of. If you built off in a fucked up way, you're gonna start attracting these people. So say if you live in a 10-mile radius, right? And everybody in that area, it's 10 men or 10 women left in that area. 8 of them is whatever. The one is finished. So you got to be able to date and do everything with that 1% in that 10-mile radius. Your chances of actually even having a solid relationship or to even um, get to know anybody is very slim. So a lot of the shit for us boils back to the why. Who we picking? Again, low standards, high standards is low vibration versus high vibration. If you vibrating high, you're gonna meet high vibrating people. So you're gonna have an opportunity to actually make those relationships actually happen where you don't have to be triggered and you are actually getting the experience and you are able to be vulnerable enough to actually get the actual to create the love that you guys both are creating. That's
Okay.
just my shit.
Okay, Jaquari, Damon, you have Keith. I need your response, but Jaquari and Damon, I'll be right back.
Okay, you said to me. Okay, it's for me. One thing you have to pay attention to is you can ask questions when you sitting down with someone, like Danielle was saying. You can ask questions and people will answer the question, but they'll literally answer the question. They're not going to give you all of everything. That was a jewel he gave, even
Yeah,
saying he did that.
Absolutely.
he blessed you for
So
real.
absolutely.
Exactly. But that's what I always do, and I learned this from a child. Pay attention to people when
Me
they're
too.
giving their opinion about something that has nothing to do with them. You can be sitting there watching a female and another gentleman having a disagreement, a conversation, and she'd be like, "That couldn't be me. I flatten all his tires. I do," and then it'd be like, "Ah!" Everybody start laughing. But for me, that's a check. Why would that pop in your head
Mm.
so strong for you to say that out loud in front of a group of people? I would damage some property of yours or hurt this person. And this is both ways. People will tell you who they are when they're not under pressure because they're thinking you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And also pay attention to their actions. And you can, while they're laughing, and just say, "You know what, I could just about, no, I can't believe you do something like that." And a lot of times they'll follow up, give an example. "I can't believe you do something like that." "Okay, don't sleep on me. I'll do this, I'll do X." They'll roll it right out for you. Tell you who they are. So and
Yes,
we
they
have a way of
will.
not, yeah, and we have a way of just we visual. Brothers are we visual, so we're like, well, I'm all right with that. That's good.
We blind ourselves to the sweetest candy, man.
Yeah, we
No.
see the potential.
Yeah,
We see
man.
that
Look,
I see
it
your
boils
potential.
down.
Childhood again.
It,
That is fucking
Yeah,
childhood again, man. That's so
yeah.
sweet. The fuck
it,
out of here.
I
You did
see.
some shit when you was young. You seen some shit,
Yeah,
mom's house, auntie.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You grew up. Now all of a sudden you're doing the same shit.
I
Like, like fuck
I,
all that shit, man.
I see
Like
your
this
potential.
my
I
bad.
see
can I
your
say?
pot- I
Can
see
I
your
say
That's
something?
potential.
us. That's me. Like that's
I see
Can
your
I say?
potential in a dark room.
Oh, shit, yeah. Can I, can I can I make a statement real quick and see if I can get you guys' response? Like for me, man, it boils itself down to its primal nature. Man want to conquer and women want to change. So we're
Oh,
constantly
repeat that again.
yeah.
Repeat that again, please.
men want to conquer and women want to change. So those two things drive us to look for situations that we can shine in because we took this person to a level that the last person couldn't take them to.
Damn. If I
That
could
make
snap
any
my
sense?
fingers, my fingers are too old to snap, man. But you deserve that, brother. I like that. For real.
I see you had the fingers up. You ain't
let me
snapping it,
let
you
me
held them up.
let me just do this. All right, well look. Hey, Alicia, I'll send it to your email. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and check it. Then you can come on in.
Welcome, ladies. It's good to see you again.
Hey, once you come
She
on, I want.
pulling it up now, Keith. She
All right,
got the email.
all right. And once you come on, I want you because my girl Gina's there. So I want you guys to introduce yourself once you come on. All right.
Yep.
Let me put it like this. Now, I understand everyone who knows me Corey, Keith, everyone who knows me, you know I'm a talker.
You can't see his hair.
But I am deliberately not doing that. You feel what I'm saying? Because the three of our role, me, Damon, and Jaquari,
It's to
is
listen.
to observe and listen to what you have to say. We're gonna say a couple things, guys, and make a comment here and there. But understand now. Do you guys have any earphones? Yeah, that's what you do when you speak. When you speak, when you're not speaking, put it on mute. When you speak, then Danny, you put yours on mute. All right. See if that'll work.
All right, how's it?
Do it one at a time and see.
All right, so now hers is muted and mine ain't.
Okay. You know what it is? Leisha needs some earphones. That's what.
Well, here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use the iPad her because her computer's working. I'm just turning the phone off. All right.
Gotcha.
Hold it.
Hey, Danny, could you sit your chair in the middle of them? So
Testing.
In the middle. Hold on.
Testing. Can you hear us?
We
How
can
about
hear you.
There you go.
yeah, gotcha.
There you go. Read the hard way.
All right.
We also
Before we go on, the two ladies who joined us, you know what I mean, also pretty strong, determined women. And that is a compliment. Y'all know that's a compliment coming from me. You know what I'm saying? But introduce yourself to our audience, please, because in the future, people are going to see this and they're going to enjoy what you guys have to say.
All right. My name is Gina here, and I'm a
can't.
Aries.
don't even know what's on.
I know, I forgot because I just found out I was what am I, Gemini?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, who cares?
Squirrel.
Wow. Okay.
No, my name is Gina. What do you? So my name. What else you want me to say? Gina.
How was your day today, Gina?
I deal with people every day, so it has its ups and downs.
Okay.
You know, people complaining. You know,
No doubt.
everything's okay. My mother lives with me. I have one son. Preparing him right now to go to college. He leaves in August.
Morehouse.
Okay.
Just trying to keep
That's
Congratulations.
what's up. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
Mhm.
All right, Leisha.
Hey, everybody. My name is Alicia.
Hi, Lisa.
I'm also here in Philadelphia. And I don't have no kids. Nobody going to college. It's just me.
She can support me, but she don't
know
want
about all
to.
that. Figure out how to support myself. And how was my day today? Today was a very full day. I went to a funeral for a very young father, 42 years old, 43 years old, and
Wow.
it was very impactful, his life. And so it's weighing on me. And then I went to a graduation for a school of young people who need alternative education opportunities. So kind of being able to take all of that in.
You dealt with the extremes then. Huh?
Life is life. Yeah. But all beautiful at the same time.
No
Its own way.
No doubt.
Can I ask you one question before we go?
Yes, ma'am.
Take it off the point. What happened to Jerome Lane?
What you mean? Something?
All right, now Jerome was sick.
Okay, I didn't know because he said
No,
something.
he was sick and he was in the hospital for a while, but he's out and he's on the mend.
All right,
Oh,
he's
good.
good. He's good. That's good because I just
Yeah.
saw something like, yeah, I talked to your wife.
Yeah,
My man Romy.
yeah,
That's the name.
I know. I just had to add a statement. Okay.
yeah. I mean, that's my little brother right there.
Put that in public.
Him and Mitch was they my brothers. So what we'll do is to get you guys up to speed, Lisa and Gina, and we'll start with you, Gina. What is your definition? Now you're coming late in the game, so I don't want all the long out, and I'm being funny when I say it. I'm being funny when I say it. But really and truly, what's your definition of a high standard man as opposed, what's your definition of a low standard man?
I mean,
And
we're
then
saying high standard. We're saying a man who has certain. We're talking about a man.
your opinion, your
Standards.
opinion. Yeah, what do you see? What if somebody being high standard?
Wow. I guess a man I see as being high standard sometimes always has an opinion about something, and more per se, their opinions are derogatory to about other people, or the way maybe they carry themselves, or sometimes the things they do.
So that's somebody that you would be attracted to, because that's basically what I'm
No,
asking.
but I'm saying,
I'm asking you, what if you're looking for a high standard?
oh, well, you asked me and
Yeah, I'm
my.
asking you that. I'm asking you
Okay, because I was thinking about something else, like a man who thought he was of high standards.
that. You were talking about a high maintenance man, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking more of how a man perceives himself. Or a high standard man. You have to ask Leisha. I got to pass on that one because right now.
Lord have mercy.
You said how man.
It's picky as you are, Gina.
Yeah.
You say, now what did that mean?
It sounds like she don't want to step on no toes.
Well, I mean, you don't want nobody to know just how.
No, because I guess today I had kind of a difficult day. My mind is.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
All right, you need a minute. Basically, you're saying you need a minute.
I did say that. You the one who told me to say something else.
No. I said-
Okay. Ladies.
Y'all speaking amongst yourselves then, huh?
Yeah, now come on now. Leisha,
I got you.
you got the
Nothing
floor.
wrong with it.
You know, I got a million and one opinions, and just like
ma'am.
everybody else.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what's a high standard man? So, for me, it's some of the non-material things. So, for me, a man of the standard, the caliber that I'm looking for, someone who's intelligent, but I'm also looking for someone whose moral character and their values, they align with mine. So, someone who is about service and giving back to others, who is generous, and I don't mean generous financially, but generous with his time, with his gifts, right? So, you know, I'm a woman just like my sisters here who have had to, because we're single and we have to figure out ways to make things happen. We have to do things on our own. But, you know, for me, I'm looking for someone who's going to be able to teach me something or going to be able to help me, you know, just the same way I'm always sewing into somebody else. So for me, that standard is not necessarily your finances, but sometimes it's just knowledge that you have. Teach me something. I need somebody to teach me something because I don't know. It's a lot I don't know in this life. And I love extremely intelligent men. I mean, like, there's nothing sexier than a smart man. It's something about that right there. I mean, you tickle my brain. And so, okay, I'm going to keep it clean. So
it's different levels of smart men.
I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that. No.
It's a different. To me, it's a different level of smart man.
So is if what if the trait of somebody being able to teach you something is attractive to you, how willing are you to learn? How accepting of you? How accepting are you to take on new knowledge without I don't want to say challenge, but
Animus.
Push back.
In my head, I swear, in my head, it was a brilliant fucking question, but I fucked it up. I'm sorry.
It is a brilliant. Like, so basically, if I want somebody to teach me, am I open to being taught? Am I open to learning?
Yes.
Right? Especially as a woman who is an intelligent woman. You know, I got a little bit of brain, right? Yeah. But am I open? There's so much for me, the teaching is there's so much that I don't know, but it's not just information. It's also challenging my thinking, right? So I have lived 53 years and I may have had a certain life experience where my perspective is shaped by the experiences that I've had. I encounter someone who's had a whole different life experience that I've had, and they could offer me a different perspective. for me, the learning is not necessarily, sometimes it's information, it's something that I don't know. Sometimes it's also challenging the way that I'm looking at things, because I challenge the way we look at things all the time. We're in a conversation and we say like, oh, well, this person just said A, B, C, and D. And I go, but how do you really know? Maybe, did you look at it from another person's perspective? Did you try to see it from the other person's side? So for me, somebody that'll challenge me in the same way that I challenge other people, I'm absolutely open to it, because that's how you grow. That's how you grow.
Now, very, very, very eloquent answer. Now, in regards to respect, how attracted would you be to a man that you had to teach?
I done had that my whole life.
Good
So,
question.
like, to be honest,
It depends on
I
what you're
don't,
doing, where you
I
got
don't mind
what you're
us
teaching.
learning together, and there's some things that I'm strong at. Like, to me, that's the whole point, right? Whether it's friendship or it's romantic relationships,
Yeah.
the goal is
Let's see.
that you're learning from each other. So he's teaching me, I'm teaching him, but I don't want to make a mistake. Just because I'm looking for somebody to teach me doesn't mean that I'm just going to do whatever they say. Like, I need to be able to still have some respect for my thoughts as well.
I understand. But you answered my question, but I'm kind of trying to guide us in a certain direction. My ultimate question is, I don't want to step on any toes.
No,
Never
just
mind.
spit it. It's thick skins over here.
There's, I think there's a double standard in regards to relationships. You talk.
Before you ask, Ja'Cory, I'm gonna let you ask the question, but yours and Damon's role is not to inject yourself into the conversation. We have 5 people who's here to give us our perspective, because I've said this twice so far, and you're not doing anything wrong, because this is our format. This is what we do, our platform. But the fact that we have 5 experts right now, right, that can give us their perspective. What you and Damon's role is, and I know you're going to do a very good job at it, is to explore some of the things that they're saying. So go ahead and finish the question, because I understand where you're going with it. And ladies, I want all 3 of you to respond to what Ja'Cory is getting ready to ask.
Okay.
And it's more so a statement, but I think there's a slight double standard in the way that men and women will probably answer that question. About quality, about a high quality person. Because the traits that a woman will consider to be high quality in a man, when it's turned for reciprocation, if he needs those things, that he's probably looked at as probably a weaker person. And that's just my statement. I don't.
Okay, ladies, and Damon, after they're done, and ladies, if you don't have anything, I'm gonna let Damon.
Well, real quick, I just want to say I understand what you're saying, like with the double standard, right? And I know we had those men that this recent thing, like what's the woman bringing to the table and all of that. But I think earlier I know Damon said something about it, and I said something about it. We want to be on kind of equal footing, right? I mean, at this point, we all like 50 plus, right? Everybody should be at a point where they're taking care of themselves. They don't need nobody to take care of them. But you should be at a point where, you can grow together. Like I said, if somebody they fall on hard times, that's a little different than somebody who just has not been responsible in their lives to, be able to take care of themselves, right? So it is a double standard where you don't want a man like that. But you know what? Some men do want women who are needy and need all that stuff. I don't know. That's not the man that I need, because I'm not that girl. But I think, generally at this age, we all want somebody that we can grow together with. You know what I mean? I think if we're being honest, but then how honest are people about what they're really looking for? Because so many of us are still single and looking. But
so many of us are human.
You don't know what you want. Half of
Yeah.
us don't
So
know what we
let me.
want. That's why some of us still single.
Yeah.
I think we're not honest about what we want.
Yes,
That's the thing.
definitely. I
That's the
agree
Or
on
No,
thing
that.
right
I
here.
was.
yeah, you
I
cannot
was
be honest
definitely.
with
That's the
yourself.
thing. Now,
No
Uh,
if
doubt.
if I could say something real quick with that part where I hear that a lot, where men will say, "What do you bring to the table?" And I
That's
think
said out of spite, but go ahead.
yeah, for
Yeah.
me, if I would say something, the way I take that question is, in layman's term, have you got me? Can I depend on you? That's what I want to know if you bring to the table. Have you got my
Yeah.
back?
But
Yeah.
he-
Can I
here's,
Damn,
depend on
Keith.
you?
Damn,
here's the thing
Keith
that's
said.
crazy.
But
Here's
hold on. Let me do this. Go ahead and finish, Flute. But I'm spotlighting every time somebody says some great shit. Keith,
Hmm?
that was great, brother.
Keep on
Damn.
ride or die.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I
That's
said.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
we all
real.
know? Do we really want to? I mean, I always say
Well, after Damon, we're going to address it. But Damon, go ahead, brother.
one
Here's the thing,
part
man.
to
That
die to be part of the ride.
Hold on, Gina. Let Damon speak.
here's the thing, man, that I think about, because for me, at 58 years old, man, I know the only way I'm gonna fit in this world, man, if I deal with my own insecurities, man, which ain't
Yeah.
got shit to do with you, nothing. That's something that I have to overcome. And once I
Yeah.
overcome that, then we can communicate, correspond, and try to figure out how to be together. You know what I'm saying? But I have to deal with my own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That requires me not bringing other relationships into the situation. If you come
Right.
to me and you want to be with me in terms of a relationship, there's certain things you got to let go. If you can't do that, then you not give me the opportunity to be myself. You're not. We're not infallible. We all make mistakes, even at our age. We all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? What's required is understanding. Hey, you that guy, you this and you that. If I'm coming at you with bullshit and you read through it and you say I can't deal with it, no harm, no foul. I can't judge you because you don't want to deal with my bullshit. I can't judge you on that. That's your life experience. Who am I to come in and say, well, you need to be more open. Hey, I might knock you upside the head, but you need to be more open. That shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had
wow.
to earlier.
Everybody, this is what I was saying, because here's my thing. Damon is a profound human being, and what he's talking about is self-accountability and what kind of human being that you think you are. Period.
I've been with my wife, man. In October, we'll be together 40 years.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for
Yeah.
saying.
And in between that, shit
That's
happens.
yeah.
And in between that shit happening, forgiveness happens. Don't say you forgive somebody when you truly don't.
Right.
Yep.
Don't say that if you truly don't.
Yeah.
If you
Keep
truly
going
don't
up,
forgive a person, then it is okay for you to say, I can't fuck with you. For my own well-being, my own safety, my own peace, I can't do that. If a man is a real man and you bring that subject matter and you say that point, then I, as a man, gonna say, yeah, I wasn't shit. Well, I did this and that. She right. You know what I'm saying? And how many situations in that one thing happened, and those people who was together wind up being best friends with each other? It was because of honesty. It was because of truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
The only thing that
Like,
obstructs that experience, because all we are as human beings, we're not infallible. The experience matters most.
what was that? Oh, thank you.
You can forgive a person if they're honest about how they treated you
Mm-hmm.
and have no explanation or no excuse for it. Yeah, I was that way. You know what I'm saying? Then it's incumbent upon me how I treated you to take responsibility for that. If I choose to not take responsibility, then you are okay to move forward and not ever deal with me again in life. And I have to deal with that, whether or
Yeah.
not I accept it or not. I have to deal with it. But it is not your issue.
Okay.
But I am not that person says, yeah, man, I
Some
don't
man.
man, but
You had something to say, Jaquar?
because this person made me feel that way, and I'm bringing it into our relationship. That ain't fair.
Yeah.
And you
I
have
got
to be able to talk in that situation.
You wanted to say something, Jaquar?
Yeah.
No, I was actually just gonna comment on I was gonna make a comment, but then I remember that like I'm supposed to be impartial in this venture, so I'm mistaken.
Hey, both of y'all finding it real hard, man. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Yeah, y'all finding it real hard, but see, y'all saying some great shit. So I'm not trying to be the script police. You feel what I'm saying? So
Hey, if you dealing with a person, man, that was down for you, man, and you was a shitty ass person in that
Damon,
hold on.
no, hold on. I want to hear from the single people, bro. This is the whole point of it.
I just wanted to wrap up my statement. That's all I was saying.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, you got it, man.
No, go ahead, bro.
I don't want to fucking say nothing now.
No.
How about that?
Hey, look. You go ahead. You sit there and just school for a minute, brother. I'll get back to you. All right, but look, this is what I was going to do, but see, you want to light a cigarette and smoke and chain smoke on me and shit.
Hey, bro, you just making it worse, man.
Look at you.
Let me go. Let me be. Let me work it out for myself.
All right. This is for everybody.
I take responsibility for my actions.
There you go. Hey, listen, this is for everybody. And I'm gonna put a time limit on it because this is a juicy question that I think everybody's gonna have a great comment about. All right. And Corey, we're gonna start with you because we really hadn't heard from you. And the question is, and ladies, when I come to you, I'm going to ask you a question, then you can answer, okay? So
Yes.
Do men and women in our community play the blame game to escape responsibility in their relationships?
Yep. Yes.
And that's it?
Where's the yes button at?
Hey, Corey, that's all you got?
No, you know what it is, big dog. Yeah, you know what it is, big dog. It goes back to our childhood, man. The people we accept and the people we choose, all that shit. So at the end of the day, again, the why. Once you figure out the why, then everything else makes sense.
Okay.
Like if I know I'm a nigga that actually just sit on the fucking couch and don't want to do nothing, I'm not going to get no high standard broad that's doing every fucking thing out of the sun. Why? So she can talk down on me? Not make me feel actually whole or a man, this, that, and the other. I'm doing that on my own. So why the fuck I need her to do that? You know what I'm saying? That type of self accountability, as Damon is actually talking about, you gotta have conversation with yourself, man. Stop that bullshit. Stop blaming a nigga for some other shit that your dad didn't do. Stop blaming a fucking a female for something your mom didn't do. Go back, peep that shit, and then come back to that motherfucking relationship. Shit gonna fly better. Excuse me.
Hey, look.
I know that's
Say it with your chest. Tell us how you really feel.
I just figured out.
I love black people entirely too much, and we do a lot of bullshit in our community, man, especially at our age bracket. We watched our parents do the same shit. They'll tell you, oh, my chest hurt, and I'm just gonna go in the back and lay down. What? Bitch, you better go to the hospital. What the fuck is going on? What kind of shit is that? Your blood pressure's high. You teach your kids the same shit. Like, come on. And then you was asking a real nigga or a real female? Get the fuck out of here. Go drink some water.
If you know better, you do
On
better.
another note, bro, if you tell me you feel a certain way and I give you my best answer and you don't accept it, then what the hell? Why would you have to talk about this shit anymore? You ain't accept my answer.
But the other part of that, though, too, Damon, is our childhood. We're codependent, right? So if I'm vibrating low, I'm going to actually get a woman that vibrates low because I want that energy because that's the energy I'm on, right?
Yeah, but are we
And for
all
me, that's,
when we all at some point in time codependent, man? We all
we
want to
always
get right
codependent.
about
We
shit.
always codependent. Yeah, we always codependent. You codependent on the bus, the car, this, that, the house, the payment, your job, the check. We always codependent, but understanding the codependency. I I recently had a conversation with my daughter where I told her I had to pull myself back because I was becoming so codependent on her. Right? I was only becoming codependent on her because the love that she was displaying to me was not something I had ever experienced. Does that make sense?
It makes a
Did
lot
I
of
say that? Shit?
Love. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that? What was she
Oh,
giving
hold
her?
on, hold on, Gina.
Let
We're
it,
gonna
let,
get
let,
to
Ah,
opportunity.
let it flow, bro. Let it. What you got to say, sister?
I need you to actually, just like Gina asked, right? But I want us to move on. Now,
nah,
say what you were gonna say because I know it was powerful. You know what I mean? Because you
about my
hesitated.
daughter?
What you just said about your daughter.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Shit. It'll come back to me now.
You were
I smoke a
codependent
lot of
because
If
she
you
was
if you
loving
and
you in a way that
Jaquari,
you
if
was
you and Jaquari don't stop that shit, man.
Man, no, I was
Hey man,
for me.
He said
hey
It's for
man.
me.
she loved you in a way that you would
Help me
never.
out, somebody.
Hold
Yeah,
on, man. The
I
Somebody
sister
smoked
help
so
me out.
much.
what a
I
question
smoked so
is.
much weed in my 20s, man. I can't remember nothing, man. So you gotta let it go. Shit.
All right,
I
well look,
still smoke weed.
What is going on?
Alicia,
Yes, sir.
do men and women in our community play the blame game to escape responsibilities in their relationship?
I think some do. I don't want to generalize and like that's such a broad question and it applies to
Yeah.
everybody in every
Thank
situation.
you.
Do
On
that.
Thank you.
purpose. It's done on
Great
purpose.
answer. Great answer. Great answer.
It's a broad question on
I
purpose
know.
because I
I know.
want your opinion.
So
Not what's
um,
right, but your opinion.
I do think that happens. Yes, I think that, and I also think it's a part of like I think it's we used to call that like gaslighting. Like instead of you being able to take responsibility, you somehow flip it on me to make it seem like it's something that I did to cause the situation instead of standing in your own truth, standing 10 toes down and accepting responsibility for what you did. So, like, think for an example, you go back to what y'all was talking about. I know the story you was talking about earlier of like, oh, I put my hands on somebody because they took me there. Like, let's stop because I don't unless someone puts their hands on you and it's self-defense. If it's a verbal thing, if it's a person's behavior, you always have the ability to walk away. The only thing you can ever manage in life is your reactions and your behavior. So to blame someone else for you choosing to handle a situation in a certain way is to abdicate your own responsibility from it. No, stand up and say, listen, I ain't had no self-control and I handled it a certain way and I was wrong and I need to go get some help and figure it out. I think it happens all the time. I don't know that every blame is that, but I do think it happens quite a bit because people don't want to take responsibility. And we also have a victim mentality in our community too. Like
I hate that statement. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll elaborate later, but go ahead and finish.
Yeah, do that. Elaborate later. Are you done, Lee?
I don't gotta I'm done. He talking about
He talking about David. He talking about I want to be the police. Keith, you doing a real good police job.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You want somebody else to answer, Gina?
Yeah. We're going to Keith.
Oh, okay.
Keith, do men and women in our community play the blame game to escape responsibility in relationships?
Yes, absolutely. And it has a lot. In my opinion, it has a lot to do with their egos or the egos. They call them brands now. They're brand. So you sitting there, you can't make your brand look bad.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah, I did some stuff that look. I did some
Yeah.
messed up stuff, but this is the reason why I did it. This is the reason I did it. And because I've stopped people and I said, okay, I asked you not to do this thing out there because I don't like it. So you explaining to me why you gonna keep doing it. That's what you tell them. You explain to me why you gonna keep doing it, or you gonna stop. I just want you to stop. Why? What you feel? I don't really care. I need you to stop.
And that's one of them things where you got to be like, all right, this is not gonna work.
They're not going to
Yes, because like the brother with the choking, I was listening to the rest of it when he was explaining it to you.
Yeah.
You-
Listen,
you
I
think
told him,
so?
I'm like, listen, honey, I'm not even hearing really any more of what you're saying. It
Yeah,
didn't matter. Didn't matter to me because
yeah,
I knew that's something I couldn't deal with. So you might as well not even
yeah,
educate.
exactly.
Looking
We
for a
just
Exactly.
scapegoat.
Right, exactly. I mean, you choking a woman. If you're not saying, hey, the guy that we had went on a call one time in the sheriff's office, guy had put a knot on his wife's head.
Mm.
He hit her in the head with a can of peaches. And I asked him why he did that. He said, man, I was in the kitchen. I was cornered. I was drunk, but she pulled a butcher's knife on me. I ain't have a way to get up. I threw the peaches to distract her to run by, but I connected, knocked out.
That's not
That-
funny. But go
that's
You
ahead.
gotta use what you
yeah,
got.
that's something different.
That's
Yeah,
self-defense.
that's self-defense.
That's self-defense. Somebody coming at you.
Yeah,
with
he
a
was,
ch- that's self-defense.
yeah, he just happened to throw the peaches. Yeah, but just choking somebody. Yeah, no, come on, man.
Yeah, like, and then the
Okay.
other one he choked because she gripped up her son. What world did that make sense? But anyway,
Yeah,
it was
Yeah, he
something on
just-
down to his business.
He was just describing him on the way of being a homicidal maniac. That's all the fuck he was doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
out of it.
Gina, do men and women in our community play the blame game to escape responsibility for relationships, problems in relationships?
I think as I've gotten older, I probably see a little bit more than I saw when I was younger or heard about it. But what I think I hear more to use as an escape game is people are blaming it on their parents when they grew up, of how they were raised. Because you think about it, like in our 20s and 30s, you didn't hear about that. And some of these people do the same things they did in their 20s and 30s and still doing it at the time when they're telling you now. And now they're like, oh, it was because the way I was raised. And I don't know if that's true or if that's an excuse. Because a part of me feels that at this time and this junction in your life, you should know from right or wrong. And you know what you do. You know, sometimes I get to a point that I can't always accept those excuses anymore because you're a grown ass man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ain't grow up yet. You keep using other people, what happened in the past sometimes. And I know certain things in the past you can never let go, and they do affect you at value in the future. But if you know it, but you keep using it as a crutch, sometimes I don't have any sorrow for you. And you're just using something to get away from it instead of just saying this is how I am and this is who I am. Or let me go.
That's
It's your responsibility to get help.
Say it again.
and I want y'all to keep that in the chamber because that's going to be our next question. All right. Danny, do you think that men and women in our community play the blame game when it comes to problems in the relationships?
Absolutely not. It's like, no, I just wanted to be different. Yes. Yeah, of course we do, right? And we don't do it just in romantic relationships. We do it in everything. You know what I mean? We just because sometimes it's hard to take ownership.
Bullshit.
Right. And sometimes we don't even know. Like when I forget, maybe it was Keith who said this earlier that dang, I lost my train of thought. But like, damn, I totally lost my train of thought.
Damn, what is going on
That's
tonight,
50
man?
on it. Everybody's 50 on it.
Somebody said they smoke weed in the 20s.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's gone. It's the heat.
All right.
It'll come back. It'll come back. It always does.
Quickly,
It might-
Damon.
it's the
Quickly,
heat.
Damon Jaquari, what do you think about the question?
Ask it one more time, please.
Yes, sir. Do you think men and women in our community play the blame game to escape responsibility and problems in the relationship?
I absolutely do, but I'm going to say that I don't think it's as purposeful as everybody might think it is. I think it's subconscious. I think it happens on a primal level. Human beings aren't really wired to not keep making the same fuck ups, especially when they feel good to them in the beginning. You know, as this society, you know, progresses or whatever, and we've become a more pleasure seeking society. That's all we look for. You know, and the people who kind of like figure it out get labeled as toxic, as difficult, as contrarian because they know what they want.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot
That's what
easier
I mean. That's a high vibrating person. I'm sorry, John. That's a high vibrating person. So they're not going to tolerate any of that nonsense. Like even the conversation that we talking about right now, talking about domestic violence. I'm not picking no broad that's actually going to think to put her hands on me. Because I'm going to dump.
Okay. Good
You
job.
He stopped that
What?
Good
too, right?
job.
He's
Good,
like, I'm gonna choke this shit.
good fucking
No,
job,
no,
son.
no. As I
Damon.
said earlier, therapy.
Yeah, no doubt. Damon, do you think men and women in our community play the blame game to escape responsibility in relationships?
Absolutely, because we are conditioned to do that shit, especially in the black community.
Yeah.
But I want to pause my words, man, because I have my ideas of how I see shit. You know what I'm saying? It might not coincide with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But it's important. And I think that's the thing that matters most, man. Everybody listening to each other and understanding where everybody's coming from. You might feel that shit is bullshit, but that's where they're coming from. Until they learn how to be better or do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was never right about everything. I'm not that guy who knows everything. The only way I knew how to be in a relationship is know thyself, man. And that requires me the opportunity to either deal with your ass or not. And if I'm wrong, I'm gonna regret not dealing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah.
And that's gonna stick with me.
Okay.
Oh, that's nothing else.
I guess Danny wants to rebut or at least add on to your
That's what I
comment.
want to hear.
I remembered what I was gonna say.
Oh, come on, Danny. Give it to us.
I was gonna say sometimes we don't even realize that we blaming somebody. We just believe what we blaming somebody. You know what I mean? We don't recognize it's our own stuff. We just believe it. And the other part that I was gonna say Keith mentioned was when you have a conversation with somebody, a lot of times just talking to somebody will have them revealing the crap that they got going on because again, they believe the blame that they do, and they're gonna be like, yeah, because in this situation it was XYZ and blah blah blah. Just like the boy ended up telling me, you said it was a gym, he told me that, but on a lesser level, people admit to their crap, and just like talking to people, you learn things about them, even those things that are like you might look at it like, what the hell? But if you listen, right, but they think it's just normal. You know what I mean? You'd be like, you what?
Okay. All right. Well, this is one of the times that I'd like to respond. And so I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to respond it to you guys. And we're going to move into a even more, I think it's going to be more impactful for everyone. Do men and women of our communities play the blame game to escape responsibility in relationships? I think I can say yes, but I say yes along the lines of what a couple people have said tonight, that it has a lot to do with trauma. Now, some folks said, well, look, what happened, like Gina said, and she's absolutely right, because just because something happened to you in your childhood, if you're being abusive, that's not an excuse, because you know you're being abusive. It's not some kind of trick that comes on you. You feel what I'm saying? So, honestly, what I've always been as a person, a human being, when it comes to my friends and when it's women that I'm involved with, my wife, is the most important person in that relationship is me. How I feel about me. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was speaking about my life. And I said that I've led 3 lifetimes. I've done so much in my life, it added up to 3 different lifetimes. But the common thread through those lifetimes was me. How I felt in those, each moment, how I felt about who I was. That determined my happiness. Who I was when I was at Pitt. Who I was when I had my sons. Who I was at that time. How I felt when I looked in the mirror and what I felt about Keith. Is that determined my happiness. But people don't understand that. Yes.
It's funny what you're saying is my father used to break it down as in life you go through different stages. We all had before we went to school. Then you had your second stage when you're in school up to high school. Then you had just your stage after that, depending on if you went to college, that stage. Mm-hmm. Then after that, you had, you're dealing with your career. You have kids, you get married. And then from there, as you start to almost decline, like life is broken up in different phases. Sometimes if you forget, because that's exactly what you just said. Yeah. And as a person, you're supposed to, luckily, mature throughout the time. You might take a couple steps back. You might learn something, you might not. But different things are happening to you in different phases of your life. Raising children, then they leave, things change. Then it's just you and your wife. Yeah. Then it's you maybe figuring out you retired. What do I want to do now?
Yeah. But see, and that's the key. See, this I want y'all to feel me on this. And not saying that y'all not feeling me, but I want to make sure this is a reiteration. Each moment in your life, the happiness in that moment, what determines that happiness is how you look at yourself. That is it. It's self-reflection is what it is. When we're younger, we're so busy of the ups and downs and the happy and the sad valleys, right? That everything is so fast that we don't take stock in it, right? But you ever notice how older people, the older they get, no matter how successful they are, the more crabby they get, the more short-tempered they get. It's because they are reflecting on how they see themselves in the world.
I don't know, Keith. I've seen backwards.
That's speculation, ain't it?
The older they get,
I'm telling you how I feel. You talking about speculation? This is how I feel.
I'm not saying nothing against your experience. I'm just saying, what I've experienced too is that I've always had a knack for speaking to older people, and depending on who they are, some of them will tell you the do's and don'ts of life. It's all about if you want to listen. And some of them not always the do's and don'ts of life. It's things they experience because everybody's different. But being open-minded, because when we talk about relationships, that's your initial question, as someone brought up, it's all relationships. Yeah. Various relationships, because you have arguments with your siblings, with your family members, with your friends, and sometimes you don't see everything, or something that happened in the past affects how you handle that relationship. But from older people, depending on who they are, and you're right, some of them are cranky, crabby, because some of them are mad, just in general. But then there are some that are at peace and want to be leaders, want to provide you with knowledge to help you become a better person than they were, even if they were a good person.
Okay, Gina, would you? Is it a good assumption that how they feel about who they are as people is why they want to give? Because that's what I'm speaking to. I'm not speaking to the actual emotion. I'm talking about how you see yourself in periods of your life.
But doesn't the actual emotion dictate, man, how you feel about yourself?
What'd you say now?
Don't the actual emotions dictate how you feel about yourself and how you want to move forward with that person that you?
No, I think it's the other way around, brother. How you feel about yourself brings on the emotion.
Inside Out 2. Go check it out. Me and my daughter saw that. You understand it after that.
That's how I feel about it. I think that how you feel about yourself. See, I'm glad you said that because that really hammers on what I'm saying. How you feel about yourself brings the emotion that's elicited from that.
Right. And what if you're being selfish in that regard?
See, I don't know because all I'm
Therein
thinking
lies the
about
question,
emotion.
right?
I'm just talking about the simple fact that how I'm feeling. That's the common thread throughout my whole life is how I feel about me. That's the common thread. Nothing else. All right. We're gonna move on. That's the only one I'm gonna answer today, guys. Thank you for your presence, your patience. But look, this question here, I thought would really and truly be impactful because I know Corey has a lot to say about it. And Corey, I need you to really tell us.
Okay, I got you.
Don't. Look, Corey, I don't want you to be like, you started off, then you're like, fuck shit, damn, fuck that, and damn.
Corey turned into Richard Pryor shit. I was like, holy fuck.
But Corey, I want you to, because we're gonna start with you because I want you to really and truly, what you sent to me and the different things that you DM me, I want you to really just get into this. And guys, I want your honest opinion about it, okay? So the question is, Corey, are your relationships with men or with women shaped on how you were raised by your parents?
Yep.
Why?
I'll give you an example, right? My mother was a single mother, right? So she's raising me. The only love that I know from my mother, and without talking about our background and all that extra shit, the only love that I know is from my mother. So how would I actually be able to go out and love a woman when the only love that I have and I know is of my mother, right? Now this is without a father there or somebody to actually guide you. So when people talk about how these things affect us, these type of things run all the way through our lives from those moments. They call them in childhood development. They call them disruptions. It's like that's your first sign of PTSD. You ever watch a kid run into the street and a parent freak out? They freak the kid out because the kid don't know that there's danger. They just know mommy or daddy's playing, right? So the kid almost went out to the street. The parent freaks them out when they ask how they respond. So that kid gets jolted. We don't think about it too much, but later on, that's an episode that actually starts to shape how you actually see things. The man beating his wife. My mom was in an abusive relationship. I watched it my whole life growing up. So for the longest time, I was in some Mike Tyson type shit in my head, where I always wanted to fight somebody, right? Because I wanted to make up for what I couldn't protect my mom at that time. So I became this thing, and that thing actually affected my relationships, right? So that's why I said your childhood trauma is always going to affect what you choose, what you pick, how you move, each square you actually step on. Wherever you are, like Keith said, in life, that's the type of nigga or woman you're going to pick. So at the end of the day, you sit up here blaming them because you gave them this list of shit that dirty laundry they need to actually give you, but you ain't peeping your own shit. The shit you asking for, can you give them? If that's not the case, then you shouldn't be asking them for shit. Because you got your own childhood trauma. Because at the end of the day, you asking me to love you in a way where your parents actually loved you continuously. Mine didn't do that. So there's an understanding that we have to come to if we decide that we want to be together. And that's where we come together. I think Alicia said it, where you want to grow with each other. You taking both of you guys' baggage, bringing it in, being honest, as Damon and I think every one of us said, and actually saying, can we rock with that? If they say they can rock with it, then that's what the fuck it is. It's you and that person against the world. You know what I'm saying? So when you're not dealing with your childhood trauma, you always gonna blame. That's why it goes back to the other question. We're always blaming each other because we don't want to look at ourselves. In the mirror, you can tell yourself what you look like. In a photo, you can't. So that's why you automatically say, who the fuck is that? That ain't me.
Damn.
In the mirror, you can take. Wow, I'm not even gonna try to repeat it.
Do you want to repeat that?
Don't let me go. Let me put a little bit more on the end of it. If your diet is shitty, you shouldn't be asking for shit. Get your shit straight so you can ask for somebody to be there. It's shit. Either one of you can die in a fucking mall. Neither one of you know CPR. Wow shit, isn't it?
Wow, shit.
Okay. All right.
We out here bullshit, man. We out here bullshitting about love and what we want, what love look like to us. And love can't be based off how you feel. The love that you have to be based off how you was raised as a child. I'm 55 years old. I still struggle with self-worth because of my childhood, right? That ain't no fucking excuse. That's me actually acknowledging, and I wanted to reference one of the ladies that was talking about it when you stay there. I think it was Danny. When you stay in that place. Because what people really do too is when they get therapy, they acknowledge and then they use that as their narcissistic behavior. Yeah, back in the days, I was molested, so I do this type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, nigga, that ain't how that shit works. At the end of the day, once you acknowledge something, your parents are not to blame anymore. It's your turn to actually change that.
I agree.
That's it.
Love that, man. Leisha. Question is, our relationship with is your relationship with men shaped by how you was raised by your parents?
I love this question.
I agree with what's
Corey.
I agree that our childhood traumas and anything that we experience throughout our lives from our parents or our primary caregivers can influence, impact your relationships. But my only caveat is if you haven't done the work, right?
Yeah.
So if you have begun to do the work to understand those early experiences and how they impact and show up and what you might need to do differently if you want something different, like if you want a different relationship as you get older and you recognize, hey, this isn't what I want in my relationships, I want something different, and you do the work, then I do think that you don't have to have it doesn't have to take control of your life. So there's a book that I bought back in 22 as I was doing some of my own work, and there's one for women, there's one for men, and it's really geared towards African Americans, but it's called shadow work, right? So you get with the therapist will have you do this. It's called shadow work. Like there's all these things throughout our life that have experiences that we've had starting from birth and an attachment with your parent or caregiver, whether or not they were there for you physically or emotionally or whatever. All that stuff that has happened is like a lens over how you see the world. So if I grew up, I'm from Camden, right? People talk about it all the time. I'm from Camden. Well, I'm from Camden. You don't walk around smiling because you get got. Like you look like a sucker. Like it's crazy. Right? So people, as I got older, I would walk down the street, people would be like, smile, why you look so mean? I would be upset and be like, you don't know what I'm going through in my life. Why are you telling me to smile? Right? I was like on that heightened reactivity to just people because of what I had experienced in my early childhood. It wasn't until I did the work, and now at 53, I now become more aware of it, so I don't have that anymore. So can it influence? Is it a factor? Yes. But if you do your work and you begin to address it, it doesn't have to always be. So I think Danny might have said it, like being able to recognize, and the shadow work is to uncover the things that you don't even recognize about yourself. Like I didn't even recognize that heightened sense of self-protection, self-preservation mode that I learned walking through the streets of Kansas was showing up. And that was why I was like, when I got the pit, people was like, oh, she real like her. Keith probably remembers. I was like, what's up? Like, yeah, you could get it too. Like, I could have been on the Bad Girls Club or something. So, you know what I mean? Like, when you realize that, then you begin to work on it. It doesn't have to influence. And if you want something different, you can begin to have something different. Okay. I don't know if that answers your question, Keith.
I mean, look, if you satisfied, we satisfied.
That was a nice way to say no.
No, hold on. No, it came out that way, but it wasn't that way. You know, you had some great points. That's real. You know, I ain't gonna BS.
Unless you put it in perspective, though, because at the end of the day, when she started doing the work, what she's asking for now is a man that actually can teach her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now she knows what her purpose is, so now she can ask for what the man is. The same way with men. You got to do the same shit. When you do the work on yourself, then you can ask for certain shit. But if you ain't doing the work on yourself, keep your mouth closed, man. Keep your mouth closed, open your legs.
No, shit.
And those of us,
Chief.
and those of us,
Yeah.
The thing I do want to say one other thing. I do think that too. I know that I had a little bit of a different situation because the first part of my childhood, I lived with my mom, and the second part of my childhood, I was raised by my father, a single father. My father took custody because of the situation and circumstances that I was in, living with my mom. And my dad was like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna work." And so my father took custody of me in court at the age of 14 years old. But that
you see that's real right there. You see that.
I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to y'all. I'd still be somewhere probably in Camden running around acting like I was crazy. I wasn't crazy, but I'm just saying, like, it would have been a different scenario. So I do think, yes, I had negative situations with my mother, but God blessed me with a father, and he blessed me with, I call them mama tees. Moms, God knows what you're going to need before you even know it. So he knew I had a mother who could emotionally and mentally be there for me. And he placed women in my life that were going to be able to supplement the work that my father did when he took custody to get me to the place where I am today.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Keith,
Mhm.
you're gonna get your opportunity, Damien. I'm trying to get through everybody. Are your relationships with women shaped by how you were raised by your parents?
Yes, absolutely. And the perspective I'm gonna use is the way I was raised. I didn't see a healthy couple. I had to watch TV to see that the Leave It to Beaver and all that stuff like that.
Speak on it.
I had to look at TV to see all that. My reality was, I was to the point I was on pins and needles, kind of watching Good Times, because that was close to what I could relate to, because it was a hint of it, but it didn't never. I could never get it. So I would pick and choose. I had to cherry pick. I said, I'm not going to come home with alcohol on my breath and cuss my wife out, cuss out the children, call them out of their name, stuff like that. I said, I'm not going to do that. But then my mother's more on the peaceful side, peacemaker side. So that was more of what I gravitated towards. So it kind of backfired, because when I get in relationships, I hear stupid stuff like, well, you too nice. Because it's no middle ground. And what they don't understand is, I got this over here. I can give you this, or I can give you this. I want to give you this. I want us to get along. I want us to have conversations. I want to call you by the name your parents gave you. And opposed to matching the energy. But you get mixed signals. Well, I just feel like I've been literally told this. You too nice. I won't get you don't like confrontation. And I said, I don't mind confrontation, but I don't want to argue over unnecessary stuff. If it's something we need to talk out or whatever, we can have a discussion. We can have an argument, a heated debate if you want to. But when it get to the point and I'll start talking about, oh, well, if it was Gina, you do it. But but you don't want to do it for me. Now we're not even on topic. So now you got me in the position now. So okay, now peacemaker's not working. Let me go do what this dude did. And then when I say, look, Negro, then the eyes get like, it's like I called their name.
So the
And then I'll
rumblings
stop and
over
say,
here, Keith, are that you're picking the wrong kind of
That's the
women.
kind of women you picking.
But hold on,
oh,
hold on,
yeah.
hold on.
Shots is
Oh,
shots.
don't y'all,
Yeah.
please don't do that.
Well,
Everybody picked the wrong people at one time now. Stop
Right.
that.
well, it's
Shit,
funny.
one
It's,
time you better try like
it's
15
That's
Yes,
not
points.
true.
but
Everybody
that's
accept
the wrong
hold on.
now you
Everybody, that's not true. Everybody don't pick the wrong people. Everybody accept the wrong people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You're saying
Great
that's what that
point,
is.
dog.
That was write that down, Keith. That was a gem.
Exactly.
Everybody
Yeah,
accept-
exactly. Because
Yeah, throw the bell. Yeah.
Keith actually told me that we were at work one day, and I was telling him about something. I said, "Man, I don't understand how I keep finding the exact comment I made." I said, "Man, on New Year's night, with all them people in Times Square, you could send me out there, and I'll come back with the worst woman out of that group. I'll go find her. She come out, she'll be on my arm, and I'll be smiling."
Oh,
And then he
That was
looked,
that counter shit. That was that counter
and
shit.
he told me,
I got me a good one. I'm skipping down
Yeah.
Times Square.
wow.
and he left me speechless. He looked at me. He said, "Keith," he said, "You not choosing." He said, "They not choosing you. You choosing them." And he explained it to me. He said, "There's certain qualities." He said, "The women you get, they look totally different. That's not what you. It's not a look you're going for." He said, "But
Yep.
that attitude is something that you're drawn to." So to tie it all up, the question: why you raised? I'm finding women that have those same negative qualities that
Yep.
daddy had, the asshole qualities. And then, but I'm looking at them and I'm seeing the little bits of what mama gave, the peacemaker side. So I'm pulling for them. They look like I want them to look. And I said, okay, if I can draw some more of that, let me nourish this, let me water this peaceful side.
That's what I was saying earlier. We hold on to that stuff that we like.
Yeah.
Until we can deal with that other stuff.
That's
Well, that's what I was saying. Therapy does. What Alicia's saying is when you actually deal with self, you start understanding certain behaviors in yourself. So you don't pick certain people anymore. You don't allow these people to actually even enter your circle. You may still be going through things, but therapy don't actually correct anything. It just allows you to look at yourself opposed to actually being unjoyful looking at everybody else, right? So it goes back to, I think Daniel and Alicia said it, where they were like uh older people, right? Older people that are unjoyful. They're unjoyful because this is one of the things I always do with older people, like even myself and older. People die with secrets, right?
Black
So
family.
people actually will stop talking because they haven't had therapy. Now you're 65 years old with these secrets that are killing you inside, right? But you can't talk about them. So you got to sit with those the whole time. They'll never share those because no one's really honestly giving them a place to share those, except for the younger kids. That's when they pull them to the side, tell them the stories, the whole nine. Because at the end of the day, that's when it all matters. It matters then and then the deathbed. Because everybody got a blueprint to death. You can play with this shit all the way up to 65 if you want to. The bathroom situation will be calling you in a minute. You'll be wearing Depends. Trust me. And I'll be you damn sure won't be getting nobody high standards. Because you and that motherfucker will be low standards with the Depends on.
You know, it's funny you say that.
Hey,
They
Danny, it's
with
on you.
secrets.
It's on
That-
you.
All right. So, did you say Damon or me?
Danny, it's on you.
Oh,
Damon and Jaquari. Hold on, I'm gonna read you the question. See, this is what I'm talking about. I got one job and you fucking with me with it, Danny. Stop.
Like 11 times. I'm sorry. Go ahead and read the question, Keith.
Hold
I'm on.
on. Damon and Jaquari, I'm saving you two for last for a reason. But Danny,
He been giving me a hard way to go. All right, go ahead. I'm listening, Keith.
are your relationships with men shaped by how you were raised by your parents?
Absolutely. But before I go to that, I just want to say real quick to what Corey said about people like dying with secrets and all of that. I had posted a funny little story the other day about how this old lady, one of my patients, she was like 95 years old, and she said, "Oh, come here." She had dementia. She said, "Come here. Can I tell you something?" I said, "Yeah, you can tell me something." She said, "Come close so I can whisper." I did. And she said, I'm pregnant. I said, you are. And she was like, yeah. And so without going all into the how she said it, because she was demented, she basically told me, and this was a 95-year-old white woman, she basically said to me, like, she was raped by somebody and she was pregnant and she was supposed to get married. And she didn't know, like, if her husband was going to let her stay and keep the baby and all of that. And, you know, I just listened to her and I let her talk. And I was like, I'm sure you'll be okay. I wanted to be like, newsflash, it all worked out. But, you know, I'm like, you know, I let her talk to me and tell me and stuff. And she said, thank you so much. She said, and I'm going to take care of this baby. I'm barely older than a baby myself. So, you know, her mind was back like in that time. But she was just like, thank you so much for letting me talk to you, because I really needed somebody to talk to. And this is probably, I'm thinking, one, like, thank God that I was able to just give her this little bit, right? But then, you know, this is something that's probably been heavy on her heart for what, 80 years or something. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
So it's probably stole her joy. You know what I'm saying? So she one of those angry older people, like, you know what I mean? These black people.
Guess what? But guess what? She was the happiest demented person I had ever experienced. When a lot of times people with dementia are mean and they nasty, they want to hit you and all that. She was the kindest, nicest demented person I had ever experienced. It was crazy. Yeah, she not while I was there, but she had some organ.
At 9.
Yeah, well, she did. But regarding whether or not they come into play, I have a very specific example that I had to be very introspective about, and I figured it out. So growing up, one of the adults in my life would lie, like just bald-faced lie. They would say, go get me a Pepsi. You go get a Pepsi. And they'd say, why are you bringing me this Pepsi? I said, get me an orange. And I would be like, no, you said a Pepsi. I did not. I said an orange. And are you calling me a liar? Now, you 4 years, 5 years old,
yes,
you can't grown up a liar. But inside, you be like, yeah, you fucking lying. Sorry, you know. But, you know, you can't do that. And this was a very, very regular occurrence. And I think that caused me to doubt my own eyes and my own ears at times, knowing full well I know what I know, but at the same time, maybe it wasn't what I thought. Maybe they did say orange. And I recognized that in my relationships, first of all, and I really hate liars. Like, I tell the truth and shame the devil, and a lot of times it is not to my benefit at all. And I find myself in trouble, but you know, I do it anyway. And I hate people who lie, but I find myself dealing with people who lie and gaslight. You know what I mean? You talked about that earlier, like you saying, you know, the sky is blue and it's raining or whatever. I don't know. I'm making a bad analogy. But y'all know what I'm saying. You tell a bald-faced lie, right? A bald-faced lie. Like the Shaggy song, it wasn't me. The whole song, you know, goddamn well that person, and he's saying it wasn't me. And at some point, it's like maybe it wasn't him. Like, I mean, if he's that adamant about saying it wasn't him, maybe it was. Now you know, things going well. You saw what you saw. Just like with Donald Trump, we saw what we saw, right? But he wanted to be something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is how. That's just one way that I have become very aware that my upbringing has affected me dealing with people, because I'll be like, well, maybe, you know what, maybe they not lying, maybe, and the other that little voice in my head is like, girl, stop playing. You know, doggone well, somebody else told you the same thing. You know exactly what you know what I mean. So yeah, are we affected? Absolutely. And so now, you know, I try to be more vigilant about it and just be like, don't be boo-boo the fool, dum-dum. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what a person is saying. And it's a shame because, again, I'm a pretty trusting person, and I have to, you know what I mean? I have to be intentional about making people earn that trust, because, you know, I'm like, well, you know, why would you just lie? But there are tons of people who just lie. And so you gotta, you know, like I said, I've been intentional. I gotta make people earn the trust. I can't just trust you because I think you're a person you should be trusted. You gotta earn it. And so You know what I mean? And that has been very detrimental to me, I think, in allowing people to, you know what I mean, like get over and take advantage. So
Okay.
absolutely.
Gina,
Yeah.
are your relationships with men shaped by how you were treated uh, growing up by your parents?
I was raised with a 2-parent household. My parents were both, they were basically opposites that attract. The reason why I say that, because I had a father who was very outgoing. I had a mother, my mom's a little bit more reserved, not as outgoing as my father. So you pick up two totally different things of how they would have affected me is that, you know, they both brought two different aspects. Like my father made me become pretty independent. He didn't want me to depend on a man. He wanted me to learn how to take care of myself, how to do things by myself. At one time, I used to get upset. I used to think my father thought I was a boy when he brought me Cowboys and Indians. I was like, what? So he made
I
me.
tried that with mine.
He made me slightly into by that independence, a little bit of a tomboy. You know, we grew out outside playing in the woods, doing everything. Where my mom, she kind of had this expectation of what she wanted, but she didn't really vocalize it, to say it like that. The one thing I do recall my mom will always tell me when growing up is if you didn't ask them, you're not going to find out. You got to ask to find out. But then at the same time, my mother was also one that kind of didn't trust people to a certain extent. My mom came from North Philly, 1 of 5. You know, you always got to watch your back. Don't let people know where you live at. Don't let people know when you're not and you are not in the house. You know, my father's taught me the same thing. My father taught me street stuff too. Going up and down the road to Pittsburgh, my father would tell me, watch out for some of your cousins. They might be wanting you to take some stuff up to Pittsburgh. You don't know.
I love the hood, man. That's my greatest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be straight up. He told me that. And I told my father also, I let him know that, you know, when I was dating with Demetrius going up and down, I had a 9mm stuck in my car, hidden in the compartment of the car. My dad had no problems with it. He said, you might need to use it. So, you know, I had both coming from this direction. You know, my mom taught me to be leery, watch out, and both of my parents did. Some of the things I would say, I just really understood some things in the past year or so more per se with my mother. My mom kind of keep your emotions to yourself. Don't open yourself to people. Don't let people see your weakness. And that probably sounds weird for y'all to hear a woman say that. But when I think about it, my dad probably said the same thing. It was more of, you got to learn to stand on your own to be independent. Now that I look back on it, it was a good thing that he taught me. But my dad died before I got out of college. So I think he probably wanted to elaborate on that, because learning now, men want, I sometimes think you guys want an independent woman, but then to a certain extent, you really don't want an independent woman.
Because you got to be needed.
Right. And that aspect of wanting to make a man feel needed, I was a little like, whatever. And I kind of, you know, as I've gotten older, I would say in the past 10, 15 years, I learned like, I got to learn how to balance it. So, I mean, they brought both, you know, the positive and the good with it.
Okay. All right, Jaquari and Damon. I mean, what is your perspective on the question? We'll start with you, Jaquari.
Why be lying?
You go.
You can go if you want.
I'm just being funny.
Okay. I'm waiting for the question, bro.
I'm sorry. Are your relationships with women shaped by how you were raised by your parents?
Yes, I can definitely say that they have been shaped by my you know, my relationship definitely have been shaped by what I saw, you know, growing up, and as much as many good times as I witnessed, between our parents or whatever, I witnessed a lot of bad times, too, and I especially learned from those. You know what I mean? Pop was, in my opinion, Pop was a gargantuan human being with the power and ability to destroy any motherfucker that came in his path, but he didn't because he didn't need to because he was rational and he was level headed and he could solve problems outside of violence. That's what I learned from him. I learned from my mother that just because a woman is somebody's wife does not mean that she's not her own person.
Mm.
You know,
Real
and
right there. That's a gem. Hit that joint. Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
and my father showed her grace and respected that he gave her, and I don't want to say allowing her to do that, but giving her the space to do it.
That's real.
That's just major. See, that's what I'm talking about. We don't see that type of shit no
Damon,
more.
are your relationships with women shaped by how you were treated by your parents?
My relationship with my mother, man, was a relationship that a woman knows how to raise a man. She was just that. I'm saying to the point where my dad came in and say, "Hey, ease up." She was no, I need him to be that. And that's what we became. You know, to answer your question, man, my mom said, "Whatever your dad say." You know what I'm saying, but in the background, in the bedroom, she was like, "No, he need to do this, and you need to back me on this shit." So that's what it was. That was my mother.
United front, baby. But go ahead.
Dad,
Like that. I truly had that. Like
my dad was no nonsense. Like Corey described him, he was that guy. He was a hard man to live with. But there's not a person that met him or interacted with him in his life would not deny the fact that he was a man. You know what I'm saying? So it was a mutual thing. It was two parents raising men. I'm saying I didn't see my mom soft until my grandbaby, my daughter was born. My first daughter was born. Then I saw, the flowers and the pottery and the jewelry and all that shit. You know, and she stood on that straight up because that was the first girl that was born in the Armstrong family in generations. You know what I'm saying? I understood where she was coming from, but I also understood what type of woman she was as in terms of a man. She was like, "This is my son's gonna be. I don't want to hear it. That's how they gonna be." Did she miss the mark sometimes? Absolutely. Did I question some of her tactics and some of her actions? I did. But what I can't deny is that she was always a mother who raised men. Always. So when I hear everybody talking about this and that, men and women and all these, I'm not used to that. I'm used to this woman being that. So I have to guesswork on how everybody else feels on the outside, on the entrance. My dad held it up. He was that man to do that. But what my parents also was, hey man, I'm gonna raise you, man, until you leave my household. You know what I'm saying? After that, I didn't get no. He didn't give me any advice. Hey man, I gave you all I had. You need to decide on your own. So in deciding on my own, I knew what type of woman I wanted. I wanted a woman like my mother. I knew
Which
what
most of us actually. Yeah.
I wanted. I wanted a father like my father. They never deviated from that. That was whatever. And the only time they was insecure is when I was outside of their house, and they required me to make my own decisions as a man. And they didn't question me. I called my dad and say, "Hey man, what do you think about this?" That's your house, man. Deal with it. So Hey man, I'm mad about this, mad about that. Be together. Do not let anything influence your household outside of that. Be that. So it was up to me to decide or delineate what really mattered. What mattered is that these people were parents and they were men of men. They were the parents of men. And they did not cross that line whatsoever. And when it was incumbent upon me to make a decision about my household, of course they had their opinion, but they required me to make a decision. And then if they didn't agree, they say, well, "Hey, son, what do you think about this?" They didn't take a stand. They didn't stand on no shit. They trusted my judgment based on how they raised me. You know what I'm saying? So I knew how to treat a woman when I left their household because I was raised by one. I knew how to be. I knew how to allow a woman to be her best self because I was raised by a man. You know, so I was never confused about that. Here, the proof is the pudding. Look at my kids and you know what they're doing right now. Very dynamic people. Very dynamic people. So it's about people in their personal families standing on things, making mistakes, correcting them, and being better for it. So we can't sit around and judge people about how much money they make or what they're doing or whatever. You got to you got to offer them the opportunity to be better or be their better selves. You got to get that to them. And we as black people, man, I think we lost in that aspect, man. We don't do that. Don't mess with that cat. Don't mess with the cat who got 6 kids and you want to have a relationship with them. You never gonna be first. Or it's your child. Never. That's just fact. I mean, I'm not speaking against them because they're doing the best they can. What I'm saying is you have to make the right choice and the right decision in your situation and what type of person you trying to be. Hey, I was messed up, man, but I'm trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I can do is just live that life to the day I die. Either you're gonna forgive me or you ain't. But I'm
You on brother, you on the roll, but I got to be the bad guy.
you always a bad guy with me, bro, when I'm talking.
Yes, indeed. You know why? You know why? Because you answered the question and then you changed the subject. I'm trying to stick to the schedule, my guy. Great answer, man. Yeah, you did.
Did I change the subject?
Yeah, you did. So, we're talking about parenting and how it affects you. Then you're talking about giving somebody a chance or not fucking with somebody because they got 6 kids. that right there.
And it all don't coincide, bro. It's all about
No.
Keith,
No. I'm just
Keith,
fucking with him, man.
Keith, can I add something? We're all talking about how how our parents affect us and with relationships. I guess your brother went out. What about?
He cussing me out, but go ahead, Jenny.
I was just thinking about something like one thing I did know
you.
my parents
Hear me.
was true love. And I don't know if any of us, realize.
I'm just smoking this cigar, man, and my daughter talking about, is that a blunt?
Oh, God.
So I'm blacking this shit out.
But hold on. You just talked about true love, Tina.
But I'm saying our parents sometimes, we're saying like I was just thinking my parents did show me through the ups and downs, like when my dad was dying. I watched my mom, even though I was in school, I had to hear about sacrifice. And that might also, that affects you because you want somebody who's going to ride and die for you.
That's
when you're going through something, they're going to be there, have your back no matter what. And keep in mind, I'll be honest, like a year before that, my parents were talking about we might separate or whatever. But when my dad got sick, all that, I think even leading up to that, all changed because I guess they realized the love that they have for one another.
Gotcha.
So, you know.
Hey,
That's real.
that's my worst fear, man. I've been with my wife going on 40 years in October, man. It'd be 40 years. I do not want her to experience our relationship at my worst, man. I am not, with my best ability, gonna let that happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when it all said and done, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna remind her that I'm giving her my best. And look at all the things that transpired and that happened in the interim. It actually happened. We actually did a good damn job. I would never, ever, be in that place where I don't see her. Ever.
Gotcha. Okay, well, let me, I lied, man. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I said that the one question was the only one I was going to answer, but this is a juicy question. So I'll say, and I'm going to be quick with it. First of all, the way I was raised is my father gave me responsibility for my brothers, right? When they were not around, it is your responsibility for them. Because I love these two men, and they've been my best friends my whole life, I took it seriously. And I got on their fucking nerves. But I did it because I wanted them to be safe, right? My parents, what they showed me how to have responsibility for the people that I'm responsible for. Even when it took me out of my comfort zone. My brothers didn't take me out of my comfort zone. I'm talking about when you have your family, when you have a wife and you're bickering. You don't take it personal. You don't take it personal. Yeah, you say what you say, but you don't cut deep. Men don't cut deep. Women do. No,
men do too.
Cut deep.
Men cut deep in response.
Both.
No,
whoa. Hold on.
Deep in response.
Moment of silence.
maybe you do.
Hold on, Danny, hold on.
People
Danny just said some shit that was real. Please repeat that. Men do what, Damon?
Men don't cut deep just on some bullshit. They cut deep in response to what's being said to them.
That's some real shit.
No.
Women do in response too.
No.
You may not understand what it's
No. Okay, that might be.
Sometimes what they're responding to is their own insecurity.
Yeah, that part too. That part. Don't disappear, Damon. Where you going?
All right.
Let
me finish
Sometimes
up.
they cut deep because they
I don't want my wife to cuss me out because I'm
Listen.
He go off camera.
Listen. Let me.
I
finish
just
up
told
real
you the
quick.
reason why.
Let me
It ain't
finish
that
up real
deep.
quick, and then
I want to sleep tonight.
I got a last question for you guys. Okay. Basically, what I'm saying is, the way my parents raised me was, me and my brothers experienced the good and bad of a relationship. They knew each other since they were 16 years old. My father used to tell this story all the time. He said, when I got off the bus from Detroit, I looked across the street and I saw your mother.
That's a love story.
He said he told his cousin, I don't know who that is, but that's a woman I'm going to marry. That's some real shit. And
he was with her 40 plus years.
Now, my dad was flawed. Whew. And my mama was strong. But my dad, who taught me how to love, was my father.
Yep.
Damon is correct when it comes to my mother. Because my mother was no nonsense, period. Even though we was mama's boys, she was no nonsense. She ain't take no weaknesses. My dad was a he was a true soldier, but he
He
showed
real
us
nigga.
how to love.
Don't know.
He showed us how to love. And I just wanted to say that. So,
My dad, man, my dad described my mother like a goddamn sonnet, man, when he first met her.
he did. He did.
He described it. He described her beauty. I recognized my mother's beauty because of how my dad described her.
That's real. Oh, he never, every chance he got to tell that story, he told it. Now,
And he was that guy who was no nonsense. He ain't take no
no
bullshit.
nonsense. None. Deliberate human being. But look, this is the last question of the day. And I promise you, I'm not going to answer it. But I need to know from you guys.
You gonna
Hey, Fluke. You've been out of pocket all night. Keep your ass where you need to be, man.
Man, you ain't no pimp on my arm, the pocket, motherfucker. Are you out your man?
Listen.
You been talking about?
No,
I'm
first of all,
Hey, man, I'm
you
not
are-
pocket too, so
you
yeah.
out of pocket, man. Go ahead with that bullshit that you.
I am not out of pocket, bro. Do
Yes, you
never
are.
make that reference to me ever again in life.
Yes, you are.
I
Hey
am
man,
still
move
out
on,
of
man.
pocket in my life.
First of all,
Hey man, let's move on, man.
no,
Move
wait,
on.
no, I'm good.
He ain't
I'm good,
serious.
Jaquar.
You gonna say the old Jabari. No, Keith is the old.
Jaquar.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna start with you, and then we're gonna bookend you and Fluke. Ladies and gentlemen, this is short and sweet. And I need you to be realistic before you answer this shit. Would you date you?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, hold on. You're gonna get your
I'm gonna
opportunity.
take my turn. I'm sorry.
First of all,
I'm in the corner with
no,
Damon.
hold on. I want you to put yourself. Let me set it up. First of all, knowing all your flaws, and all your flaws are exposed. Would you date you?
Yes.
Now, who said yes? All right, Gina, you said yes. Why?
Because I'm honest, loyal, caring, respectful, dependable, not self-centered, can think. I'm trying to think of all my little adjectives. Adventurous, fun, happy. Okay, I think I hit enough positive.
Okay.
I think,
All right,
you know,
now, I'm gonna do it a little different now. Anybody got a response for what Gina said?
I think
You know-
answered this question. I think she was being honest.
I know that. I'm not trying to debate what she's saying. I'm just saying, do you have an opinion about it?
I'm gonna say
Yes.
personally, man. Personally, you know, if you know me and you know how vain I am, you would think that I would answer that question yes. But I'm gonna say no because I'm a vain motherfucker, and I think it's an amazing feat for my wife to have to deal with that. So would I date me? Not right now, you know, because it's a lot of shit I gotta clear up. But at the end, I'm gonna probably be a bad motherfucker.
Danny, would you date you?
Hell yes, I would date me.
Why?
Well, I'm cute, I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm easy to get along with for the most part. Yes, I'm intelligent. And I am very accommodating. I am adventurous. I'm spontaneous. I can cook. Yeah, I am positive. Cooking is actually one of my love languages. I like to feed people. And I mean, I'm down to earth. I think, I'm kind of like awesome. So I don't even know why I'm single. people crazy. No,
we find losers.
I mean, you know, yeah,
We accepting the wrong
and
people.
accepting the wrong.
We're trying
people,
to build
right?
up too many people. Let me make
Right.
it better because
Thinking
that
you can-
caringness comes
Thinking
out.
you can fix something,
that
or
caringness comes out.
right, or accepting, you know, what you shouldn't accept. But yeah, I
That
think
sound like y'all mad at your choices.
huh?
Y'all sound like
Men
y'all
want
mad
to conquer.
at your choices.
Like the man that was showing.
Men want to conquer, and women want to change.
You want to change.
Well, you know what? I don't, and that's not. I don't think I want to change. I don't know. I can't say that I'm just like I want to change. Now, if it's something like, you know, a missing tooth, well, we can fix that. You know, we can change that. You got a missing tooth. we can
I have
get
had a
to
person
we can
that
get an
lost
implant or something like that. You know what I mean,
Now I've done
but
that. I
things
had
that
one
are
lost for
inherently you, no, I'm not going to change that. Like that's
Character.
foolish,
Character.
particularly as at the age we are right now. You can't change nobody's core personality, like who they are. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Little things like that. Can you be like, yeah, you know,
Get a little
I
haircut
like you,
a little bit
but
more often.
I mean, the jeans are clean, but they probably need to be ironed. Or you know what? Maybe when you take them out the dryer, let's fold them right up. You know what I mean? We can help you with that, right? The wrinkles. But yeah, back to me. I ain't perfect. You know, we all got our issues, right, in our stuff. But I would absolutely date me because overall, I think I'm pretty damn dope. Yep.
Okay. Keith, would you date you? And why or why not?
You said, and why?
And why or why not? If it's why not,
Oh, okay.
elaborate. Why, elaborate. Did you feel that?
Yes, I would date me. And let me first start off by saying, you ladies, you didn't answer the question. You described me. He asked you about you. Would you date yourself and why? But y'all decided to describe me. But so I have all those qualities. But
Where you at in country? Because we in the country.
We in the country. Where you at, Keith?
North
oh,
Carolina.
I'm in North Carolina.
Where you at, Keith?
If y'all don't go ahead with the Philly accent talking about country, man.
Hey.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Detroit,
Fine
why?
salad
Go
pack.
ahead with that.
Let the man
That's cool,
finish
man.
his thought.
I'm in the
Fine
dirty South.
salad pack.
Let me finish. At least you have to keep. But go ahead and
I
finish.
want
yeah.
about beef. How can't beef?
Is that? Yeah, just I would date me because it'll be rough at first because I'm
Pension.
I would yeah, but I would be too good to be true. Let me explain it. Seem too good to be true, like I'm hiding something. Because the reason it would be like that because
My man.
I like peace. So I'm easy to get along with. Not weak. I just like to get along. So if you want to do something, and we've discussed it, it's something I don't really want to do. I don't like doing it.
505-672.
To spend exactly.
Get at me.
Holla.
Wait, what?
But I'll do it with you because it's not about me liking. It's not about me liking or not liking what you're doing. Is that we're doing something together. So that's being that I would do things like that. It'll be interpreted like when I
That's
can.
aggression.
Yeah, I can manipulate him or I can change him or something. No, that's not what it is. I'm trying to do something with you. So starting out, that's what it would be. But if you hang in there and really have a conversation and get to know me, I'm a good catch.
Okay. Leisha, and then Corey, you're after Leisha.
I'm a good catch.
Would you date you?
Would I date me? Yes.
Why?
Because I think, while I ignore the naysayers and negative, yeah, I would date me because while I have a lot of all these positives and things, and I can sit here and list them, I also am realistic about my flaws, and I'm interested in understanding and growing. I know I'm not perfect, and I'm willing to grow. And I'm not one of those people that's like, we say like you at this age, people are set in their ways. Yeah, there's certain things about me that are standards that are not going to change. But the things that are my flaws, the things that we all have them, I'm usually in a situation, I'm that person who's going to say, okay, what is it that I need to do differently? We're having a disagreement. Okay, let me take a step back and hear what I'm not hearing, because maybe there's something I'm not hearing in the situation, but that in and of itself is a flaw, because it's got me in situations where I'm giving too much of myself, even in work, where I'm giving too much of myself to the point where I need to pull back and say, yeah, no, this is not me. And you need for self-protection to step out of the situation and preserve yourself. So that it can be a little bit of a flaw, but I do think that there's more benefit to being willing to acknowledge that I'm not perfect and there's areas for me to grow, and I'm open and willing to grow, while at the same time I have standards. And I bring everything else that everybody said to the table, intellect, and I think I'm kind of practice over here with all the chocolates. I work hard on my chocolate every year, and I try to make it even more chocolatey because I want to be special edition.
Say that again. You working on that what?
I'm working on my Hershey special edition dark chocolate.
A lot of my people hear that shit.
Yeah, you go to the beach, you
Camden milk chocolate. Camden milk chocolate.
Yeah, I work for chocolate.
No doubt. No
and
doubt.
I like to have fun. I'm adventurous. I'm that Alicia's grown folk play group. We going whitewater rafting.
More adventurous
We
than
going
me.
skydiving. I'm not going
planes.
skydiving anymore, but we going whitewater. I like to be active and do new things. I like to travel. I want to see the world. I'm not stuck in, like let's do some stuff. Life is short.
Yes, that part.
Life is short, and it's like shorter now where we are than it was years ago. So yeah, I want to have some fun. I want to have a good time, and I don't want no drama. Who said they're a peacemaker? I just want peace. I just want peace. And my home is a sanctuary. I just want peace. Please don't bring no drama. That's all.
Gotcha. Corey, would you date you?
Nope.
No, hold on. Let me just say, because I got to do this when I come to you.
Okay.
I know you got some profound things to say.
I don't know if they're profound.
No, I'm saying just cut the colorful language in half and let us hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, in other words, mother. You got you put it.
All right, go ahead, Corey.
Okay, let's do this intelligently. Since everybody's intelligent. No, I wouldn't date me. At the end of the day, isn't our goal is to date someone so you can have the Keiths, the Damons, the Jaquari wives? Because at the end of the day, is what challenged them from their childhood to be what they are. So who would be challenging me if I was dating myself?
Damn, and then
I like that. Come on.
Look, you dropped the mic on us, dog.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Listen, again, I couldn't do none of this if it wasn't for therapy. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't even be on this show. I'd be on some bullshit. Spray paint cans in the back, and I'll be on this bitch set up, eyebrows completely socked. Come on, I might have an accent on with the jean shirt.
Hey, Damon, bring us on home, brother.
Would I date me? I have to. I would to a certain extent, but I have to ask the question. Did you say that? I did. Did you do that? I did. Are you responsible? I'm trying. Is that good enough from you? Yeah. Okay. So that one person I can deal with. I'm not starting over. I'm gonna deal with that person for who I am, the true my true self. You know what I'm saying? Can I say that about any and everybody else outside of that? I can't. But I know if you try to leave this house outside that door, it's gonna be a problem. I know that. And I'm gonna die with it.
Yeah.
After 40 years, please. I'm not trying to hear, hey, you know what I'm saying? 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 Hey, you know what I'm saying You know what I'm saying? You know,
Like if you an alcoholic and you can't stop, you gonna date yourself. Both of y'all niggas drunk. Get
hey,
the fuck out of here. Who's gonna
she
stop
give me
it?
that look.
Yeah,
She
I
give me
want
that look.
I want to I want
And
to
I be
change. I
like,
want to
oh,
change my answer, man.
she give me that look. I be like,
As
you
soon-
right, but you can't nobody else say that shit but you.
As soon as Fluke is done, Jaquar.
It's just real quick. I mean, I, I, I wouldn't date me, but I'll fuck around with me.
Yeah, I was gonna
If
say that. Yeah, I fuck with him, but
you know what I mean? Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
yeah,
Cause I can handle that.
yeah.
I got you.
Well, hey, you young, but it's gonna come a point you can talk about. Here come this motherfucker with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
All right,
time to cut ties.
I was going to say I'm waiting on Danny to come back. So let me just say this. Little bit of housekeeping because I didn't say it earlier. Our YouTube channel is Strong Perspective Podcast. Please go like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up, especially the people we know. If you take what happened tonight at face value, you understand that we've been doing this for 2 years, and we have had these kinds of conversations every single episode. People who've said some great stuff, some fantastic insight on who they are and how they think. See, this is the thing. It's young and old now. It's not just us in this group, because I know the people I see on this screen, I knew what they were bringing because I pay attention to my friends. And that's what I see on the screen, my friends. You know what I'm saying? I share me, who I am as a human being. I share myself with them. And my brothers, Keith and Corey, know I'm not a sharing guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not it. It's not
I
it.
don't know you.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But everybody on this screen, I believe in you. This is why
That's a lie.
I
I'm your
invite
brother,
you.
and you do share shit. You said Keith and Jacory. I'm on both of them.
Look. You know what? You caught me off guard. You got that.
I'm just talking.
You
I'm
won.
just having fun.
You won. Hercules.
I won.
The point I'm trying to make is this. This is a serious conversational show, right? I wish it blew up. You know why? If it blew up, if it went viral, we would change the world. Because we bring people on here talking about themselves. And that's rare in our community. Yeah, people talk about themselves, so it's not, scary. The point I'm trying to make is we're putting it on the screen. When I have my friends on here, that's some real shit. I don't use that term loosely. I've really gotten to know Danny in the last 3 years. I consider her a friend. Leisha and Gina, I've known them for years. You know what I'm saying? Look, and you saw how I'm treated them tonight too, because they my little sisters and they get on my fucking nerves. But no, hold on, Lisa.
Perfect. What are you talking about?
Here's my point. Then I want you guys to bring us all home. Everybody, that last word. Keith and Corey, brothers, I don't understand. When I ask you to come on, I know what you're gonna be bringing, and I know what me and my brothers give you. You understand what I'm saying to you?
1,000%.
I know, and understand what all 5 of y'all give us. See, that's the key.
That's connection.
That's what keeps me coming every Friday, is what y'all give us. And that's real. So, I said what I'm gonna say. Go to Strong Perspective. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up so we can reach other people. And last words. Whoever want to talk, go ahead and talk. We bring it on home.
Well,
Big
I
dog,
will.
you sounded like Biden just now a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I know. We ain't talking about
Well,
nothing about the debate yesterday.
No, we ain't gonna talk. I'm not gonna. No. We talked about it earlier, Gina.
I know Danny just said so.
And look, and we got frustrated, so we had to stop. But go ahead. Who's gonna talk?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, I was
you
gonna.
guys, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I once again, I've enjoyed our conversation. I thank everybody for staying and just remember my blues singing stage name is Blind Motherfucker, and be on the lookout for my debut CD, The History of a Minute, coming to liquor stores and swap meets near you.
Anybody else?
This nigga said blues singer.
Keith?
Yeah, I was gonna make a confession. I was gonna share something with you and then tell you something. So what I'll share was
This is not
I was on a date one time. Well, she come by the house. Y'all, please don't judge me now. She come by the house and I had fixed her a drink. I had fixed myself a drink. I had some absolute vodka, and I tried to spruce it up some, make it a little fruity for her. She didn't like it. She said, "I don't like this. I like sweet drinks." I went back in the refrigerator and saw a bottle of Wild Irish Rose. I poured it in the vodka, shook it up, put some ice in it. Best drink, she said, the best damn drink she ever had.
I'm not gonna lie. Taylor pouring some pineapple juice is good.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No judgment, because I always pick the wrong types, but you're picking the wrong types.
It definitely is.
I'm picking the wrong type.
Hey, let's.
I find it.
I was talking about. Oh,
Now listen, y'all equally young like this, because you had the Wild Irish Rose readily available.
He liked it.
Did he have?
Well, no,
Did he
the
have it
Wild
on
Irish
hand?
Rose. Huh?
No, did he have it on hand? To me, it's just fucking amazing.
Yeah. That's it. You got it. That was the point, because it was just sitting in there, kind of like a keepsake.
Yeah.
And it came in handy. And for some reason,
that what it stands.
Yeah, we were real friendly. It was got real friendly.
It was a good night. Close your mouth.
Friendly.
That's what he said.
Conversation was wonderful. So keep some Wild Irish Rose in the refrigerator. You never know.
Keep it.
Well, no thorns on that rose at all.
Absolutely.
Right in the back of the fridge.
I ain't saying, but I'm saying.
I understand you said Jubilee.
But on a serious note, just I would. Share. Oh no.
Oh, he's single. He said.
No,
but
yeah.
I didn't know you said that might be a side joint.
Yeah, I'm single.
Corey and
She
Keith are
thought you
single.
was too nice, wasn't you?
Yes, I'm single and got it. What now? I couldn't hear you.
I said she thought you was too nice, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah, and she was nicer than me after she got the Wild Irish Rose. She was like, she said, "You so sweet. You so sweet."
It was that Wild Irish Rose.
Yeah. I said, "Who knew?" But yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind.
That's why you had to stashed away.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah, that's that break glass in case of emergency. That.
Look, Keith, old country girl. It's like, yeah, this is my favorite drink. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah. What? And
Y'all, what y'all ended up doing, circling it up before the night was over. Y'all circling it. You don't even know what circling means, do you?
What does circling mean, Keith?
Yeah.
Drink it, drink the bottle, pass it, drink the bottle, pass it, drink the bottle till it's empty.
That's that Pittsburgh shit, man.
Oh no! I served it to in a wine glass.
Nothing like that. Nah, I'm not from Pittsburgh. I went
Yeah.
Did you wake up after drinking and say, "Damn, you still here?"
No, y'all getting
Listen, he might have woke up and she looked wholly different.
Yeah, hey, no, this because a buddy of mine told me this. He said, I woke up, man. He said, I know I'm gonna sound crazy. I looked at the chick and I said, hey, do you speak English?
What? You don't even remember the chick from the night before.
Yeah. What kind of date did y'all go on?
Did you say, I need you to jump in the trunk? I'm gonna drive down the street and I'm gonna let you off. And when you get out, keep running and shit. Don't look back.
Yeah.
What you said? Treat her like a trunk monkey, huh? Ladies,
who said that?
This did not happen. You were not here tonight.
Y'all don't remember the commercial with the trunk back in the day.
Monkey.
Y'all remember that commercial back in the day?
Trunk monkey. Yeah, the trunk monkey.
That has to be the funniest commercial ever.
The trunk monkey. Yeah, I remember trunk monkey.
They was in traffic and was having a problem with a big guy came out, was hollering at him and shit. He hit the trunk. The damn chimpanzee got out the car with a wrench and hit him upside the head. He said, get your own trunk monkey.
I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, that was a good commercial.
Hey, but ladies, last words for the night. Anything?
As always, it's been a good time. I always enjoy coming on with you guys. And I know it's called Strong Perspectives, but I always like to have a few laughs. So I'm glad we get to enjoy each other and have a little laughs. And I think what one of the kind of ongoing themes that we had tonight was just trying to know ourselves, be honest about who we are, be honest about who we're looking for, and, you know, just keep it real. And I think we might all be in a better situation if we could do that.
Thank you for letting me partake and enjoying. It's taking in different perspectives of different things, learning, and still developing.
And I appreciate hearing a male perspective and being able to get a little more insight into how y'all think. Not that I'll ever understand, like you won't ever understand how we fully think because we're just not the same. But it is, I think, helpful for male-female dialogue, whether it's friendship, relationship, otherwise. I think it's just helpful, increased understanding, and an opportunity to continue to grow. That's it. So I appreciate it.
Well, I learned to close my mouth, open my legs.
Oh Lord!
Holy shit! What is this? What is this about to turn into?
Alicia, get out of the way.
I gotta go now.
Yeah.
On that note,
I gotta go now.
Hold on, Corey.
He said he got some Wild Irish Rose for you.
And I also really appreciate that you two guys are sort of the opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So Corey, you kind of like, you seem like the little educated thug, you know what I mean? You keep it gully though. And then we got Keith is like, no, I'm Mr. Nice Guy. We know you got that other side. You guys offset each other. That's kind of cool.
Corey did the rah-rah. Corey was like,
well, you know what I think.
By the end of the night, and two that cut, Corey was like, Gina, keep like, You don't remember anything,
Yeah.
but write that number down. Write that number down.
Exactly.
Come get that rose.
Yes.
This was
Corey,
fun.
any last words, brother? And then Damon,
Man,
you bring us
keep
on
doing,
home, brother.
keep doing what the fuck we doing, man. That's it. I mean, there ain't a lot of this shit. We put too much on ourselves and being fucking black in this place. So at the end of the day, man, be who the fuck you are. But be honest in that shit, man. You can't be 55 out here fucking around. Straight up, man.
Right.
You fuck
Right.
around, and next thing you know, you sitting next to something that you don't look. Learn to like somebody and then love them.
Right.
All this fucking love right off the break, nigga. You wasn't even born with love like that. Learn to like yourself and like somebody else. Then the love comes. But all this other shit, that's it.
Me and my wife known each other for 38 years. We were friends before anything. She
Yeah,
knew,
see, that's what I
she,
always
she knew
respect
what
about
kind of dude I was, and she accepted it.
Yeah.
Thing, and it was a real friendship. This is why we can last. This is why we bicker and all this shit, and then we come back like, you be bullshit. No, you be bullshit.
Yeah.
No, you be. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's some real shit.
So that's
Yeah.
You know, some days, you know, my wife, and y'all know my wife, one of the nicest human beings. But when she get pissed off at me, I'm the only one can make her pissed off. Oh, she don't be bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. On point.
She don't be
Yeah,
bullshit.
on point.
Hey, is she there?
No, she in Philly.
Oh, because you did because when you said my wife and then your eyes did this,
You saw that too?
I thought she was there.
No, if she was here, I'd be like this. My wife is a very beautiful woman, and she loves me. And
Ain't no woman like the one I got.
Hey, you're laughing.
He
You're
don't
laughing. I'm on my phone right now, texting mine, talking about, what do you mean by?
hey, Damon, bring us all home, brother.
I'm like you, Keith, man. You know, when you get around our age, man, the only thing you think about as you know after raising kids is like, damn, man, do we have to deal with somebody else's shit, man? Can we do this? Can we go there? Can we be about that? Can we save for this? That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Hey, look, I was sincere earlier, guys. This is real. Because, like I said, I started this podcast because me and my brothers, there was my two other people.
Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh shit, I ain't supposed to use that.
His internet is acting up.
But
This is the good part right here.
Yeah, you were breaking up, Keith.
Well,
But I heard the F word.
That wasn't me. That was Big Dog. That wasn't me.
yeah.
That was
Well,
Big Dog?
That was my ass.
We still
can
talking.
y'all hear me now? Are we still breaking?
Yeah, now. We
All
can
right,
hear you
well,
now.
let me go ahead and get off it. But like I said, my brothers are my two best friends. That's real. I started this podcast so I could see their faces every fucking Friday.
Every
That's
Friday.
it.
And that's the real. And I enjoy that. So, thank
I got
you,
my
ladies.
camera together.
Thank you,
See
gentlemen.
my face?
I love y'all. That's some real shit.
We love you
All
back.
right. Love you too, bro.
Hey, stay on.
No doubt.
Stay on before we go
Yep.
offline. I just for
Peace
about 2
from
minutes.
the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection.
All right, hold on for a second, Danny. This is the Grown
Oh,
Perspective Podcast. Go
I'm
like,
getting
TV,
it.
you heard that, man?
Yeah, I'm getting me a ticket. Get me a ticket
Good
now.
night. Hey, Danny,
Yes.
Alicia, Gina. There's 2 bachelors on this bitch, but go ahead.